Hey guys. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Okay. Hey Trevor, yeah, I'm back. I'm so sorry if everything is slow and choppy. I don't understand. Hey Andy, I don't know what could be going on. Sideways again? Really? Thank goodness. Because I'm better at like at crafting than I am at computers. Like my IT level of like fixing things is like smudging it and shaking a chicken at it, hoping that it'll get better. It's the same way I try to fix my car. It's like it's a wizardry beyond my comprehension. So I don't know. Like the internet's basically just black magic. And that's gonna be happening a lot. I'm so sorry. Like the camera is gonna be cutting in and out because if I use Snapchat then I have to go vertical because otherwise I'm sideways the whole time. Hey Samantha, I'm gonna be here for the next 4 hours probably, so hopefully if my camera battery doesn't die and if everything just goes as planned, probably to get some preemptive I'm gonna go ahead and get my camera charging. It was on 100%, now it's on like 78. Just give me my charger. Thank you. So I'm gonna have to like dig out some extension cords or something. I don't know where to plug it in at. Is everything still going well? Like, I hope so. I'm just gonna have to keep taking pictures of myself. Like pictures and not pictures. Hey Ghost, thank you. Let me rummage about and try to find an extension cord so that I can plug my camera in so it doesn't die on us in the middle of everything. Hey Randy.
Yeah?
Do you know where an extension cord is?
What you need?
To plug the camera in. I think I found one.
Off the top of my head, no.
I just stole one from my grow lights.
What's that?
I just stole one from my grow lights.
Okay, good.
They're out on the porch anyhow. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. I found an extension cord. So all my seedlings are on the porch right now anyhow. So now how do I plug this in without getting... Oh, right on, you spotted it. Okay, oh my gosh, look at that erect cord though. Okay, let's get this plugged in and hopefully it won't tip the whole camera sideways. And if it does, we'll just have to work with it from there. Are you charging? Are you good? Talk to my phone. Sorry, give me just a sec, guys. Yeah, it's charging. Oh my god, it was already down to 67. That's horrible. Okay, so let's try this again. Hello everyone, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and I like showing people how to make stuff, in a nutshell. So, we have 3 options to pick from today, and I thought I could use y'all's input. I have this wooden cord, like, birdhouse that I got from, like, Walmart. It was only $1 because, like, the pieces are falling apart from each other. Trevor, are you in here? Well, I'll reply to his message. The storage containers. Oh, these ones up here I got from Walmart and Harbor Freight. They're really good. They're like a... No, I think I got them from Walmart. I can't remember for how much. But you can see they have this little lip on the front that keeps them from like falling out. And they have little teeth that come down in the back. That way whenever you pull it out, unless you like pull up on it, then it won't let the drawer just completely fall out either. And it had places to put like screws into it, so they're actually screwed into the walls. Which is so helpful. And then it's just, I just have 4 of the same. I think they were like maybe $10 from Walmart, but I mean, I've been crafting professionally for like 9 years now, so it was a pretty gradual investment. Oh, the neighbors dared to exit their house, so now my dogs are freaking out. Hey Trevor, you had asked a question about how well the camera. Okay. About how well the polymer clay sticks to the wood. And there's a product that I use that I actually was able to get a new bottle of called translucent or liquid clay. Ugh, it's all, you can see it's kind of goopy. Ugh, I did not expect that. I thought it'd have some sort of seal on it. But I'm going to take that the other way. But you can see it's kind of like glue. Oh. Hey Andy, I'm so glad you guys enjoy what I'm doing here. Sorry, give me just a sec. I need to make myself a new vest because this one's a little small. But you take the liquid polymer clay. It's by Sculpting.
I'm gonna go upstairs and muck around a bit.
Okay, thank you, baby. I love you. It's Sculpey. It comes in translucent. They also have like a silvery one and a gold toned one and a clear one or a white one. Translucent and clear are the same thing, but I like the translucent because you can add chalk pastels or makeup pigments or all sorts of different stuff to it. But it's if you have 2 pieces of baked clay, you can smoosh them together with this stuff and then rebake it and it'll like fuse it together. And so that's what I use. I like paint it onto the wood and then apply the polymer clay, and that gets it to stick pretty well. Yeah, she's a big puppy. Aw, thank you, Stacy. We're kind of swamp trolls, but it's okay. Oh, somebody commented on something. I'm gonna click it so it doesn't. That's going to become a problem because I'm going to have to keep doing that. But so we have this busted up birdhouse that we can sculpt around. I have this broken small terracotta pot that I thought it might be pretty cool to like make a miniature fairy garden out of polymer clay in. Because the only thing with the miniature fairy gardens that I've personally found, and it could just be that I'm not like gardening right, is they're only really, really cute for like the first month. And then the plants get giant and they're like ah, and then so if it's something that I don't have to keep in a well-lit area, it's kind of like the clay equivalent of silk floral. So it's like I was gonna make like maybe little stepping stones and like a little gnome house or something. That circle around my face is gonna drive me crazy every time, you guys. Let me see if there's not on the settings. Oh my god, and the phone is so warm too. You vote the terracotta pot? I'll keep that in mind. Because then we also have, I could do a journal cover. Don't know what of yet. Like, as we pick the different things, we'll be able to, I hope my phone doesn't explode. Oh my gosh, it's really warm. Okay, how do I turn off? We're at the face selection. Beauty face. What the crap is that? Sorry. Reset settings, video size, tap to take pictures, exposure value. I just don't think I'm going to be able... we'll just have to deal with the yellow picture around my face. That'll be fine. Or the yellow circle. So we also have a sketchbook. You okay, honey? Oh, you're just bringing stuff down? It's so exciting. Randy's starting his own YouTube channel, and it's like he started it on March 1st. And like, so we went up there and we patched up all the old holes and cracks in the walls because we're in a really old house that like is slowly sinking into the ground. And so the plaster walls are like cracking. So we did some like maintenance up there and hung like a bunch of his fan art that he's accumulated over the years that's been like framed and stuff. And so now he has his own studio space so he can talk about video games and stuff. And it's just really nice because for like 12 years now, he's kind of let me just put my crap everywhere. So the fact that he has like a room to himself now is kind of, I'm going to go sit in it sometimes, I guess, and just look at it and be like, oh, it's Randy's space, and just kind of enjoy that. But, ooh, which should we do? Should we roll for it? Ooh, yeah, Dragon Eye. Okay. Fortunately, with our Patreon, I do 2 giveaways now. So what I'll do is I'll do a book cover and a terracotta pot. And I'm going to flip a coin or something. I'll roll a dice. Evens will do the terracotta pot. Odds will do the book cover. And then, like, not next weekend, but maybe the weekend after. Or we might, like, do a day during the week or something. I'll do the other one. So, evens, odds. Let's do this. Sorry. Odds. We're doing the sketchbook. Camera, come back. You're so stinky. Okay, there we go. In that yellow circle if you choose beauty face. Love your videos, by the way. Oh, well, thank you, Esteban. Did I pronounce that right? I can barely pronounce English properly, so don't ever be offended if I say your name wrong. So sorry. I'm from like the foothills of America, like southern Tennessee is where I've spent most of my life, so it's all like okay, so we're gonna be doing the sketchbook, and I think y'all are 100% right. It should be a dragon eye. Okay, I'm gonna try your suggestion and put it, I think it's on beauty face. What does beauty face even do? Where's the settings? Yep, kinda. Well, I'll try my best. Okay, well, I guess it already had beauty face on it. I'm not too terribly worried about it. It's not about me, it's about the project anyhow. I fortunately already have, or do you guys want to see a live, like, eye painting? Because I already have an eye somewhere. Let me dig through my stash. Do y'all want to see my big mess of an existence? Normally I edit all this crap out of the videos, but it's like, this is my life, you guys. It's like my little hoard piles of like stuff. Like, look at all these beads that I get to rummage through. It's actually like just junk. Oh, sorry. But, well, it's not junk, but I have it all like junked up. It's not junk, Randy. You're junk. It's in my purse. What you doing up there?
Stuff.
Ooh, I found it.
Wait,
Ooh, it's all dirty.
what'd you find?
The eye that...
So you found my phone?
No, I didn't find it. Ooh. Okay, but I have this eye that I painted in 2014. Check out the signature on the back. That's Randy Vaughn. It's the R and the Y. Because if you do an R and a V, then it looks like
the origin of
RV. I think I might. I'm going to get the ball rolling and start sculpting. But it's kind of dirty on the front. So I'm going to use a lot of slobber or something to get it to come off. Oops. But, okay. Backstory of why it's called Randy Vaughn. Randy is my partner, and my name's Yvonne, but a lot of people just call me Vaughn, just 'cause. And, and our niece, Maddie, was so, like, she's still adorable, but it's like we were there, like, she has never known a world without Randy and I basically being conjoined, like, 'cause we travel everywhere together, breaking camera. And so it was, long story short, she had never seen us apart. Huh?
Snapchat still doing it?
No, well, Snapchat puts me sideways.
Well, heaven forbid.
Well, do you want to pull it up on your computer and we can work something out? Maybe you can, like, just to see what it looks like, because mine gives me the live, like, stream manager. The struggle is real, Trevor. But we were playing Marco Polo, and, like, Randy and I and Maddie, and I can't remember which one of us was holding Maddie.
She had enough floaties on.
I don't know. Yeah, she was more floaty than person. And we went Marco, and then Randy went Polo, and then she went Randy Vaughn. Because she always hears everybody say, well, Randy and Vaughn this and Randy and Vaughn that, like, if we're coming over. And so that kind of, like, everybody started, in the family started putting our names like that into the phone. And so it just became, like, a thing. And it's kind of a little easier to remember. And then Randy and I started doing the fusion dance. And we'd be like, Randy Vaughn!
Yeah,
And
totally sideways.
right now it is?
No, this is...
The other one?
I don't know, wave. Wave.
I'm waving.
Oh. Then... there's quite a bit of... I don't know, I'm sure you're fine. Just keep going.
Okay. Sorry. Working out the technical difficulties. Okay, so I got all this stuff off of the eye. But then we were in a Steak and Shake coming back from Dragon Con. Was it a Steak and Shake? I don't know. And we were hanging out with a friend and
Yeah, Steak and Shake.
designing, like, because we were talking about how we need a logo. Like, because Back to Earth Creations is kind of a mouthful, and it's, like, long and doesn't really fit on most things. And so I did, like, an R and a V, which I felt so clever, and then I went home and I Googled it, and most of the time, that means recreational vehicle, which is not what we do. We make jewelry and costumes, so it became an R and a Y. So that's, long story. Thanks, Zoe. Sorry, yeah, I'm just chock full of, like, it's good luck getting me to shut up, really. And then I put, like, the year next to it, and I have, like, crappy chicken scratchy handwriting. But that way, whenever I'm rummaging through my hoard, I can find, like, blasts from the past.
Oh, I was watching another video. Okay, so this is you.
Okay. Right on.
Yep.
Well, thank you, baby, for checking that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you can see the eyes have grown a lot since then. Making a new green and red eye? Maybe. I do have all my paints here. I can do that. I'm gonna put that one back in its hole. Put this somewhere else. Move my cheese and chips. Randy takes such good care of me. Like, he was making macaroni and cheese, but then he didn't want me here, like, eating macaroni and cheese. Purple and red. What's up? I think we went to design tattoos. Ooh. You know, Stacy, that might be really cool. Like, we kind of want it to be, like, simple and small, that I might be able to, like, make it into a stamp to, like, put just, like, on, like, the tab of a necklace or something. So let me dig out my cabochons. I got another nice big one here, one of my last 50 millimeters. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do as many lines and stuff in it as what I did. Oh, buddy. Blue and pink? I don't know. Like, what a bit better? Purple and red. Good. Okay. Like a reddish purpley color. Because we might do like a red and purple one with like green for the dragon. Like for the, like that way we can do like green and teal tones for like the scales. Because I'm going to try to make it look like an eye. Like I'm pretty sure somebody's basically already done that. No, this was something, I got this from Panda something. But you can kind of see there's some imperfections there in the glass. Like that white speck right there. Purple, green, ooh, Mardi Gras eye. Okay. It's difficult to see, but like here with it, on the, you can see that white spot. It's just suspended there inside the glass, and that's in there on some of them, and there's nothing I can do about it, which is a shame. But on the larger eyes like that, you're going to get more indiscrepancies. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's see. Have y'all seen my nail polish collection? Okay, so this is my nail polish. Blue and green too. I don't know, let's dig through the colors together and we'll kind of like whittle it down. But I'm definitely going to at least have to do a pupil first. So that's what we have the black for. And then, let's see. I know, steampunk stuff is always fun. Yeah, I know, right? Well, actually, Randy picks out more of the nail polishes than what I do because it's like he really likes, he likes blues and I like greens and purples. So those are the colors that I naturally gravitate to, and so he naturally gravitates toward the blues. And like basically every time we go grocery shopping, he picks up another color of blue and he's like, "What if we make an eye with this one?" Which is, you know, so that's cool. I really liked the idea of a Mardi Gras eye because I've never done that before. What was that? I think lacquer should be fine. Like I'm, so long as it has enough pigment in it for you to be able to see it. Whenever it's down on the eye, like worst case scenario, you might just have to do. Yeah, gels work well. Make sure that you don't need to UV set them. I use the Miracle Gel is the only gel brand that I've used, and that's because, well, it's probably backwards. But that's because it just dries like regular, but it's really thick, so it gives a little bit more dimension on the eye. But yeah, I think I'm going to do a green, gold, and purple eye because I haven't done that before. And I think that'll be pretty challenging. So I think what I'm going to do is green feathering out into like the golds with like a purple edging. So ooh, that's a pretty gold, but it's almost out. So I'll use this one. And maybe, I love getting some color shifty stuff going on in there. Like this one has like green and blues in it a little bit. Like it's like a burnished copper color. So it'll be a really nice transition, I think, between the green and the blue. Or the green and the purple, sorry. Ooh, that one's so pretty too. It's a little too dark though. And I have this nice like fluorescent green that I really like using. Oh, that looks good. Maybe one more purple. Yeah. I think that'll do us. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this down so y'all can see. Oops. Sorry.
I need your help bringing the mattress out of the attic.
Okay. Can that be after the live stream?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. So these are the colors that I picked. And this one is fluorescent, which always adds like a nice tone to it. This one's a nice like metallic color shift. This one here has a little bit of like a color shift in it too. It's really difficult to catch it on the like on the camera. And then my favorite tool is over here maybe? Nope. Uh-oh. Well, find my awl that I usually use, so I'm gonna use this thing. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring this down so that y'all can see. Thanks, you guys. So y'all can see what I'm doing. And I actually, like, check out my Total Ghetto Fabulous. See this yardstick? Like, that's like, I clip my phone onto here, and then it gives y'all the overhead look. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Give me just a sec to get everything turned around. Oops, sorry for the loud noises. That one would look like that had different colored pupils black. I don't know. That's a good question. I really like the black for the striking, like, depth and difference that it makes. Here we go. Just getting some stuff situated. And so here we are. Just going to do a little bit there in the center. Let me see if I can't find also that white piece. There we go. So now you can see what's going on. I'm just going to do the feathering on the edges a bit. And so this one, I'm actually going to have to do a couple of layers on the pupil, it looks like, to get it to, because I don't want, you know, all those scratches to just be there like that. And I want to take a minute to thank all you guys for joining me here for this live stream. It was a little rough getting it started, but I think we're on a roll now. Hopefully, maybe. So I've layered some more there in the middle. Ooh, that's a really good idea. How's that look? Oh, camera. Sorry, guys. There we are. I think that's a pretty good start. And now I'm going to come in from the edges with this dark purple. Excuse me. It's better than working at work. I do cat eyes. They kind of like round out a little bit. Like they don't have as much feathering on the edges. Sorry, I try to avoid as many bodily functions as possible on camera. But sometimes I just can't help but sneeze, so sorry. And I'm just doing a kind of generous layering here, because this one, some of these pigments can be kind of, I don't know, like a little bit more translucent than I would have liked. No, I'm not going to bother with doing any scratching on this one yet. But I was so surprised at how well received the Dragon Eye tutorial was. And that was something that, if y'all don't mind me sharing another story with y'all, that Randy and I started painting Dragon Eyes when we were still living in Tennessee, so like 4 or 5 years ago. And it was a direct result of, I was kind of out of money and out of materials, and we had some shows coming up. And so I really needed to make some inventory. And we had already been doing the show circuit for like 3 years at this point. So it was just, you know, it gets to a particular time of year and just shows start slowing down, or there's been too many shows so people aren't spending as much, or just for whatever reasoning, we really felt the pressure to bring in a new product. And so I was like, I had some fish tank glass and a couple of very oddly shaped, non-calibrated cabochons from like Fire Mountain Gems. And I had 2 bottles of nail polish because that's all I wore at the time was those 2 colors. And that was even then very rarely. They were for like cosplay purposes. And some glow-in-the-dark spray paint and some black acrylic paint. And I was just painting the baubles with the nail polish to get it to like look like a gemstone or something. Like just to be pretty, basically. And then it just kind of, I was scratching it off to see if I could get like a crackle effect. And it just kind of grew and developed into being eyes. And those first eyes were so horrible. I could probably rummage through my stuff here whenever we're waiting for some stuff to dry. Thanks, Trevor. But those first eyes, like, they basically sold only on the premise that they glowed in the dark. Like, I mean, that's always our fallback sales tactic. It's like, it might be funny looking, but it glows. And people will be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Take my money. And I'm like, okay. Like, that's our sales plan in a nutshell. Oh, does it? I'm sorry. Yeah, if I could, it's because since it's not in record mode and it won't let me record, let me see if I can put it into Snapchat where it doesn't really matter as much if it's sideways right now because it's not like really a face or anything. Ooh, holographic. That's a really good idea. Well, that's my ceiling. There we are. So maybe Snapchat will do the same exact thing. Okay, so you guys aren't going to be able, I mean, if it gets to be really a problem, let me know, and I'll change it, like, I'll zoom it out a bit. I would love to get some of your eyes wire wrapped. Ooh, I'd love to do that for you, Beat-A-Lot. Yeah, I'm really sorry that it's jumping in and out, you guys. And that's something that if you guys enjoy our tutorials, but would like to help support the improved quality of videos, please check out our Patreon. Let me go ahead and type up the link there because
Bad man, I stole her blanket.
Oh no, why would you steal the cat's blanket, Randy?
It needs washed.
Well, that's fair. Okay. There we go.
Put me right about where I need to be for the next load.
Okay. With our Patreon, the way that a lot of this works is that, like, we're trying to save up to get a decent camera that's, like, actually not a cell phone camera. And it's just because there's a lot that can be done. Yeah, that bouncing in and out even is bothering me, and it takes a lot to bother me. And I'm going to be sideways again for just a sec, sorry. Oh, well, you know, I guess I could just put it like this. Is that straight up for y'all? Sorry, still trying to figure all this junk out. No, that's not going to work. Maybe over here. Does that still let you guys see what's going on a little bit? I don't know. I prefer the horizontal camera so much more. Sorry, guys. For the sake of experimentation. What y'all say? Well, Randy's so good. He's doing laundry right now. So he's going around and picking up all the stuff from around the house. Like, I love this man so much. He takes such good care of me. I would live in miserable filth and squalor if not for him. Because it's like, I love a clean, organized house. I'm just not good at making it happen. Well, I can make it happen, but like, give me 5 minutes and I wrecked it again. So there's that. So Randy his lot in life seems to be, oh, thank you, Deborah. Hey, it's good to see you in here. I don't really know how I should set the camera up. Oh, I like them. It gives me I overwinter in my jungle. Video shot, pretty good for recording. Okay. I'm not gonna do that right now because we're recording, but I'll definitely take a look at it because I need help. So I mean, is this gonna be an okay angle for you guys? Because I still want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, but if it's zoomed out enough, then the camera stops freaking out. In theory. Relatable. No pants pizza. Everything about that sounds awesome. And if you guys hear banging, that's just Randy upstairs. He's putting a bed together. We're having some family come in for to visit. It'll be the first time that I've seen my sister and her kids in like 4 years. So that's really exciting. But again, our house is a disastrous nightmare. So that is not suitable for humans to live in. So video shop. There we go. Because, like, I've had folks suggest to me Twitch streaming, and I really wanted to do that. But, again, I didn't really know if I needed a webcam or, you know, what was going on with that. And so with the Patreon, sorry, scatterbrained, if you donate, that's actually what the whole point of this live stream is I'm making one of the prizes for the giveaway, because I do a giveaway twice a month now, and you can pledge just $1, and that puts your name in the hat once to win one of the fairy houses, or you can pledge $5 and that puts your name in the hat 5 times, and your name is in there for both giveaways. So I mean, you're really increasing your chance to win. Yep, that's how it's coming out, and it's got a little bit, so you can see those 2 tones of purple coming along. And all of the funding from Patreon goes right back into the business. So it's like, it helps me have tools and materials for teaching panels and workshops and videos like this, but it's also going to be helping me to invest in an actual camera and maybe in like a tripod so it stops looking like this all the time. Or maybe something that'll quit kicking me out of camera every time. Sorry. But so yeah, so we really appreciate you guys' patronage, and if you guys want to head over there and check it out, even if you can't donate, just sharing it to your friends is a great example, and of something you can do. And then also, I just love that you guys are here, even just watching these videos with me, because I really didn't think, whenever it was 2012 whenever I started making tutorials, and I honestly never thought anybody other than my nieces and like 4 of my friends would watch my videos. And now we're less than 100 subscribers away from having 10,000 subscribers. Like, holy crap. That's, I feel really like just kind of overwhelmed and honored and stuff about that. So, hola. Do some trading? Ooh, I love doing trades. As much as I can. Like, I do a seed giveaway as well. And for as much as I would love to trade seeds with everybody who wants to trade seeds with me, stamps get pretty expensive, you know? Oh, well, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. So now, if you can see, I'm doing just a little bit of gold tones just to kind of bring that over. Oh, y'all, I went to yoga this morning, and the usual lady who teaches the class wasn't in, so a teacher I had never taken classes from before let it. Camera. I'm on to you, camera. Kicked my butt. Oh my god. Hey, bunny. Like, so if I think I'm gonna crash after I get off of live stream because I've eaten like a couple of chips and half of my cheese and like half a cup of coffee today, and that's it. So, okay, now I'm gonna start going through. Well, you seem to have a great character. Aw, well, thank you. I'm really like, y'all haven't caught me grumpy yet. Whenever I get grumpy, it's like a completely 360. Like, is hangry is what Randy calls it. He says I'm a hangry hippie. Which I can laugh about now, but whenever it's happening, I'm just like so grumpy and just, oh, it's horrible. Like, I wouldn't want to hang out with me. It's like, bitches be crazy. But I'm going to start going through. I was using my little scratchy tool. Now I'm going to be using my awl. Or did I use it already? It's got fresh purple paint on it, so I guess I did. Hey, honey, how's it going?
Science.
Science? Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
And then put the wrought iron bed together.
I was hearing with some banging. Did you have all the boards for it?
Yeah.
That's good. The dogs are very dismayed that you put them outside on this beautiful day.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Harley's been pressing her nose against the window being like, let me in. I'm sorry I'm a dog. And I was like, it's not that. It's just that you're a dog.
Outside, you can enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm. It's like making kids go outside to play. Okay. So now we got another layer of the radials happening. And I'm going to incorporate more of the purple in there.
I just told you.
Eat a Snickers. Yeah, I see that. Do you actually think you could help me stay on top of the messages? That way I don't have to keep...
I'm going to do stuff that I want to do.
Okay, go for it. Or as if you find yourself with nothing else to do.
Okay.
Need a stash of Snickers. Uh-oh. They went the camera. What are you left for? Okay, now I'm doing a layer of gold before I start breaking into the greens. Okay, you guys, there's a video online of, like, for all of you Game of Thrones fans, or even if you're not a fan of Game of Thrones, like, if you've just heard the song, like, that's all that matters. But, like, Peter Dinklage, the guy who plays... Well, yeah, but I'm trying to remember the name of the character that he plays. Tyrion Lannister? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Somebody made a video of a Peter Dinklage, Tyrion Lannister figurine just going in circles. And then, like, the whole song, he's just going, Peter Dinklage, 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 and, like, the whole time. I recommend watching that. It's worth...
We thought it was looped, but, halfway through the video, the guy starts cracking up while singing.
Yeah, like, so he was singing, like, for 4 minutes, just, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. So, yeah, you should go watch it. Are you watching it, Bunny? It's good stuff, isn't it?
Me? No, I'm not watching.
Yeah, Bunny commented.
Oh. I thought you said honey.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, though, isn't it, Trevor? Okay, check that out with the golds. So we'll see how this keeps progressing. Because I'm going to go through and I'm going to do some greens now. Now I've just gotten to where I'm just scratching out to, like, the halfway mark. Because I don't like green going all the way to the edge. What we might do, Randy, is go ahead and just prop the front door open. That way Harley can kind of come in and out as she needs to. Because if she's going to keep being sick.
I believe she'll walk outside.
Okay.
Go back out.
Yeah, poor Harley. She's just... Because she has like an... Oh, camera. Sorry. so sorry, you guys. She has a notoriously sensitive stomach, and I don't know what she got into, but she's hauling off and barfing everywhere, and she's a Great Dane, so it's like a 5-gallon bucket of just, never mind. Oh, a 2-gallon bucket. So that's how that's progressing. Peter Dinklage, da-da-da. Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Yeah.
That's all I know. Like, 3 years of advanced placement Spanish. And that's it. Thank you, public education. Actually, it's not the teacher's fault that I didn't learn anything. It was back in high school. I was super overextended. I was working almost 30 hours a week, and in Texas, the way that our classes worked is that we took we had 8 classes, 4 one day and 4 the next day. 6 of my 8 classes were advanced placement, and then the other 2 were band, which was like really challenging because I wanted to do good. And then still doing marching band and going to work, and I was also in fencing, and it was just I was so super overextended.
Every class you took was.
Do what?
Every class you took was advanced placement.
I know, but it's.
So it's not like you had your regular workload anyway.
Right on. But anyways, it's still I feel like that's not quite a viable excuse. But Spanish was just the first class that I let slip. So I do wish that I actually knew how to speak another language. So I rely very heavily on Google Translate because I do want to be able to reply to everybody, you know? Let me keep the camera. No, why are you doing that? What are you even doing? Hey, Instagram, it's good to see you. I didn't think I pressed that, but... Bien, gracias por responder. En español. Because it's how would I say it? It's gracias por mirar? Mira? Mira is to look. So I don't know. Oh, I'm so sorry that I suck at this. Oh, really? Did the video glitch? Did anybody else have that problem? How's everybody doing? Sorry, that normally I can fast forward through this and y'all don't have to watch me kind of piddle around and get distracted. But as far as distractions go, I don't think that's too horribly bad. Playing English RPG games since I was 7 and I struggle with my own language. Oh no, where are you from? No Pants Pizza? Oh, y'all, this is coming out kind of cool. I think I like it. Kind of wicked. Well, look at.
Oh.
Yeah, it was their idea.
Cool.
To do. Oh, he's so pretty. And can we make it a steampunk Mardi Gras eye? Just because I like making gears and I have a lot of those colors. Or a peacock. We can make it a peacock dragon. You guys, we can do this. Oh my god. Can it be a steampunk peacock dragon?
Let's not be ridiculous.
I'm not being ridiculous. Hey, Elizabeth. Ah, that's a brilliant idea. Where? It'd be a good freaking camera. Okay, that's what we'll do then, Nicole. La 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 la. Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter. Cause it sounds so epic though. Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. I can't remember, Randy. Were there other words to the song, or was it just straight up Peter Dinklage the whole time? He's a really talented actor too. The diversity of characters that he plays is really very impressive. Cause it's I've done just a touch of voice acting, And it's so difficult for me to, like, I can do, like, me all day. Like just being myself. Like, that's fine. But, like, to pretend to be, like, another way, I can't even begin to do that. Oh. Shut his mouth. Zoe says for you to shut your whore mouth. They didn't really say it. I added that in.
I was gonna say. You don't know me.
You don't know me. How'd you know I have a whore? Anyways, no. I apologize. I'll stop cussing and being vulgar. So I've cleared out a little bit more space in the middle. And I'm going to do some lines straightating out from the center for this fluorescent green to come through. Oh, you guys, this is going to be so cool. Oh my God. So what's everybody else up to today? We've got some folks who are at work.
Really?
Yeah.
You're at work watching it?
Zoe is, yeah.
She told me to shut up.
Well, yeah.
Shut my mouth.
Shut your mouth.
I guess that's fair.
That is fair. That's pretty valid. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay. Oh, sorry. So sorry, guys. I'm back. The three best things: steampunk, peacocks, and dragons. I agree, Elizabeth. That's how I would have said it. Oh no. So I don't offend easily, like, at all. Zoe had said.
I am offended.
Oh, Randy's offended. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine?
Yeah, you can get over it.
Thanks for the support.
I'll check out Flight Rising. There's dragons there. Ooh, what's Flight Rising? I do like the idea. Making beads while I'm watching you. Making some jewelry pieces. Ooh, a Viking group. I'd like to hear more about that. And knitting. And playing Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor. Y'all are a cool group of people. We're about to add the last layer. Ooh, somebody sent me a friend request. Mikey Osborne. I'll add them in a second, because I don't know. Is that one of y'all in here? Steam-powered giraffe? It had a peacock hat? Peacock feathers. That's cool.
Wait, like a Roman Legionnaire hat?
I don't know. That looks silly on a giraffe. It was a Roman Legionnaire style.
Well, I mean, would it make more sense if it was fanned outward or in a mohawk?
I don't know. I mean, it is a giraffe wearing a hat, first off, so, I mean, right there.
We agreed not to get ridiculous.
Yeah, we're not. I just think it's funny that that's not the first thing that I considered odd about it. Not that a giraffe was wearing a hat, but that why would a giraffe wear a Roman Legionnaire outfit? Muffin button. That's right. Are y'all ready? Oh, look at that. That is so cool. And the light is catching on it a lot. Urgh, bloody camera! Heard the name of his band. I wasn't cussing.
Bloody is too.
Bloody's just a strong word. Sorry in advance if I cuss a lot.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so pretty.
So I'm putting stuff on the auction house, and guess what?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I just threw it on the ground.
Don't throw it on the ground, baby. Randy threw one of his lightsabers on the ground in Old World, Star Wars, The Old Republic yesterday. And
There's a video.
oh, bunch of messages just now. Ooh, reenactment. Resident jewelry maker. So cool. Yeah, that's very valid. In steampunk, anything really does go. Okay, so I'm going to do a layer of black on the back of this. Maybe. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty though. I'm going to do another layer of scratching here in a little bit. And like, I'm going to let this dry some, and then I'm going to scratch up in the center a little bit more, because I want a little bit more clarity, maybe. I don't know. We'll decide on that in a bit. So now, this is where I eat some chips, because I'm hungry.
Are we at that step?
Hmm?
Are we at that step?
Uh-huh. I'm trying to not do it loudly or messily, and it's not working.
You not eating like you normally do? Straight up Cookie Monster?
I thought I might spare them that experience.
I mean, you get so many looks at the Mexican restaurant.
Shut up. Okay. This is, I wanted to show you guys this. I'm working on it for a client, and I actually just finished it last night. Let me angle the camera up just a hair. And, I'm so pleased with it. But this video will be released later this week. With about all, in this one I got start from finish. I didn't capture the painting of the eye because I was doing that. I'm so how it came out. Hey, B says sending stream data to YouTube. You better keep streaming, phone. Yeah, I know output's low. The video has gone lagged out, choppy. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do then, guys, since it's laggy, is I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes, and I'm gonna bring it back in because now it's telling me to check my audio settings. So I don't even know what I'm doing in my life right now. So as at least we got the eye painted. Oh, does reloading it help? Okay, so if you guys can still see and hear me, I'm gonna log, and I'm gonna be right back in like 5 minutes. So I'll see y'all shortly. How do I get out of this? Sorry. So it says it's connecting again. Hey guys, I'm back. Stream resumed. Is everything okay? Are we choppy? Am I upside down? Am I sideways? Hey bunny. Sorry for that, guys. I don't know. Surely the more we do this, the more we'll figure out all the glitches and technical difficulties and things. So we got the eye finished in our last session. Oh, Harley, your dog. I'm just gonna pop all these down into their tray real quick. La la. Excellent. Cool. Hopefully, if that's all it takes is just, I don't know. It's all witchcraft. I don't understand computers or the internet. Like I've tried to like I understand like that it is happening, but it's like, how do you make like circuit boards do this? You know, it's like I have no idea. I'd love to be able to learn, but like it's straight up over my head. So we're gonna make it steampunky. So I think I'd like the eye to be centered, maybe. Alright, let's get the measurements of the book. Like of the cover. It is, if I do 8 inches by 5 inches. That'll fit on, oh, oops, sorry guys. It is. People used to think there were demons in their magnets. So it's, you know, whatever works.
Not.
There's, Randy's back here. There's not? No, Randy.
Boy, my education was a lie.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for going to school in Southern Tennessee. And Texas. Okay. And I know I just took the measurement, but I also just forgot the measurement. So 8 by 5.5. Or should it be 5? I think 5.5 will be good. Okay, 8 by 5.5. 8 by 5.5. Don't forget 8 by 5.5. Okay.
Just keep remembering.
8 by 5.5. 8 by 5.5. Okay. Okay, so here I have, if y'all recognize this from before, hey Satan, how's it hanging?
You owe me.
Satan, Buddha, help me, Tom Cruise. Thank you. So, oh my god. What was I doing? Okay, 8 by 5.5.
Or is it 5 by 8?
No, stop it. Stop trying to get. I'm confused easily. So the book doesn't really play part until after we've baked it. So just for ease of not having stuff everywhere. I need my pasta machine. Oh, it's all dusty. Sorry, guys. I know, right? So let me get this clamped down. And then we'll be able to kind of go from there. And I got my little lever. So I'm going to roll out on the thickest setting of my pasta machine some clay. And I wish I had more black clay. Like, that's something I wish I'd gotten another brick of when we were at Michael's last, Randy.
Of what?
Black clay.
What?
If you could help me to remember that for next time.
Yeah, okay.
We're out. So I'm kind of thinking we might have to do it with white and then just paint it. That might be an option to do. No, go back. Stop taking pictures. Fine, just take a picture. Hey, Luminita. How's it going? Okay. A little more coffee. Let's do this. What am I doing? I've decided that I completely changed my mind without talking to you guys about it. But in the past, what I have done is I do an 8.5 by 5 or 8 by 5.5. Yeah, 8 by 5.5 piece.
5.
What?
Okay, no.
I don't know. Whatever measurement it was that I keep forgetting. I make like a piece, like a solid panel, and then I build all the sculpting onto that. 8 by 5.5. And then I bake it and I pull it off of there. But I think this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like segments, like sections. Because this one has this is a craft aid from Tandy Leather. And I don't know if you guys can see. Sorry, I keep doing that so the camera will stay in. If I give it some backlighting, you can kind of see it has this little imprint that you can take and smush with your finger. Thank you, Zoe. Is it Zoe or Zoe? Coffee is life. There's a little bit, like, if you can hear, like, it's protruding out just enough that it leaves that little imprint, and so you can go through and kind of, like, sculpt and do different things like that. Typically, this is used for leather, but I like it for polymer clay, too. Like, it's perfect for that. So what I'm going to do then, I think, is make like little cutout sections of that and then layer these different pieces together onto the cover of this book. Because it would make like really cool corner pieces, I think. Is everything all right, Beth? Just letting the dogs back in? Okay, so that's what we're going to do to start with. I have a couple of new bricks of clay, but I have the most of white because it really is, it's the most affordable. So it does seem to be what I get the most and then use as like the cores for stuff. Because this big old thing we got for like, what was it, $7 after using like a 40% off coupon and then using like, she's not a Dalmatian, she's a, hey Harley. Harley. Well, that's Z-Dog. Harley, come here. Come in. I know it's crowded over here. You can do it. Hey, that's my cheese dip. Come on. Get over here. Oh, sorry. Z, you're pulling the cords, honey. Will you come over here, Z? Come here, Harley. This is Harley. She has a sick tummy today. But she is a Harlequin Great Dane. The Harlequin is the patterning on her, and she's a sweetheart. She's a horse, but she's really sweet. I'm so sorry you're sick. I know. You'll be okay though. Go take a nap. But she does kind of have that patterning though of a Dalmatian. So go on. Ooh, doggy kisses. Doggos! Okay, go on, Z. He's like, no, I'm not done getting snuggles. I usually don't let them over into my corner very much because it's pretty, like, compact. Go on. Go on. Go. Go on, baby. I know. It's hard being a dog. It's so hard being a dog. Can you call Z over there, honey?
Z.
Go to Daddy. Go on. Go. Go. Thank you. I have a puppy I used to take care of named Bruiser. Aw. It's very rarely do I meet a dog that I don't just like immediately fall in love with and become like best friends. So, but yeah. Focus. Stinky camera. Aw, your bitty puppy. Hey Stacy, the rabbits are doing great. It's they're actually coming out in the babies are coming out of the hutch and just kind of hanging out. So this is a bunch of Sculpey. We used like a ton of coupons. Get all of the dog fur off my hands. I don't imagine it'll take more, but this stuff is super soft. So it picks up like fingerprints really well. But the bigger a brick you buy, usually, boof, the doggo. This is my favorite is bork bork. Like, but usually the bigger of a brick you buy, the better of a discount you're getting. Okay. So what I'm gonna do then with this white, because like I haven't conditioned it or anything, and it just smushes right down. Now the only, I know it's great for sculpting with your bare hands. Oh, they are not to be ignored. You're absolutely correct, Tina. No, I don't speak Spanish, but I try to. I took 3 years of it in high school, and I didn't retain a lot of it. I have like a loose recollection of like verb structure and stuff, like usted and ustedes. That's about it. Like, but we live in a community where a lot of the folks are from Guatemala, and so like there's a lot of Spanish speaking. Randy's mom's from Ecuador, but he grew up in Tennessee, so he doesn't really speak a lot of Spanish at all. Like, he can understand it when his mom's talking to him, but as far as like having a conversation, and I feel like that's something that I'm lacking in my education and that I would really like to improve on, is is learning another language, especially Spanish, because whenever we go to craft shows and stuff, I'd really like to be able, to communicate effectively. But whenever people comment, though, on YouTube, I'm able to take it over to Google Translate and mess around with that. So at least it's the future, and we can still talk to each other, even if we don't both speak the same language. Move that cheese dip out of the way. So I'm just going through, and I'm actually going to change the perspective a bit so you can see what I'm doing. And if y'all have any questions about what I'm doing, because I can kind of get like lost in my thought process sometimes, but if y'all have any questions, please chime in and like speak up and let me know, and I'll do my best to help. So here we are, and you can see I've got some bubbles in it. Those will rupture more often than not when baking. So you want to go through and kind of just pop them and let that air out. And then I'm going to feed it back through the pasta machine. And to avoid bubbles, you always feed in fold first. What part of Tennessee, Deborah, if you don't mind sharing? We used to live near Fayetteville, Tennessee, if that kind of helps. But we go to Chattanooga a lot. We go to Memphis quite a bit even now. Just lots of stuff like that. So here in Florida. I got this from Michael's. That's where I get most of my stuff. Somebody had asked, and I don't know if I answered. This does it. Whenever I take it off at the end of the day, I don't have any neck or shoulder tension. It doesn't bite like into my back boobs or anything like that. So that's why I made this for myself, is I got tired of wearing a bra all the time. Like it's horribly annoying to have to wear a bra. But at the same time, I didn't just want to be like boobs going crazy. You're in New York? Wow. We have a pretty big diversity of folks in here then. Which is excellent, I think. Okay, I can't quite fit the whole pattern on there yet. So I'm going to add in just a little bit more clay. But yeah, I got my pasta machine from Michael's. That's where I get a lot of stuff, because I could technically get it for less online. But pasta machine on YouTube, people never use it for pasta. Well, you don't want to use the polymer clay with any of your food, because it is like, I don't think it's, does it say not to eat it? I mean, I know it doesn't taste good because I've accidentally eaten it. Basic instructions. Do not microwave, do not overbake. Notice. Don't tell me how to live my life. Many modeling clays contain ingredients that may stain or damage finished surfaces. Do not place unbaked clay on furniture, flooring, carpet, or fabric. Protect finished surfaces by using unbaked polyform clay products on a glass or metal surface. Doesn't say not to eat it, but I don't necessarily think that we should, so, sorry. How'd that go? Well, you're still around, at least, so there's that. Somebody said that they, No Pants, said that they've eaten polymer clay before. And honestly, it might not be so much of a problem of having polymer clay in your pasta, but it might be more of a problem of having pasta in your polymer clay. That might really complicate things. So you kind of look at it from a different perspective. Okay, so we have our clay rolled out relatively evenly. There's some dog fur in it, but story of my life. Where's my craft knife at? Harley doggy, Harley dog, Harley dog, Harley dog, doggy. Oh no. So I'm just using a craft knife here. It tasted like nothing. That's pretty, although I still taste like tortilla chips. Okay, so I have my clay rolled out, whenever it's a base color like this and I know I'm going to be painting over it, I don't mind a bit having some other colors of clay in there. I tried to get all the air bubbles and all the dog fur out of it though. And so this is what it looks like now. Hey, Christina. And that's why I'm going to use this Craft Aid template to kind of just... And I'm just rubbing it with my fingers to really transfer that design on there. And then it peels right off and you can see maybe, do you see that texturing that's in there? I mean, it's very subtle, but it's just enough that now I'll be able to go through and kind of like cut and carve and do different things. So I'm going to angle this down if I can get that. Okay. Because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Come on, Chip. There we go. So now I have a craft knife. I have some tissue blades. Ah! Clay tastes more like what? Yeah, the burning fumes. That's most burning plastics, though, I think. Because I've tried making PVC bows, where you use like a tube of PVC piping and a heat gun. And man, that gets a smell going whenever, like, if you accidentally burn the PVC, which I really try to avoid, but it happens. Okay. So I'm cutting off the different pieces here, and I'm actually going to pull out a piece of freezer paper to be able to work with this on. That way I can peel it up without tearing it. Now, you might not be able to bake the freezer paper. Before I get too much into this, but you can at least peel it off of the freezer paper when it's all said and done and put it onto the surface that you're going to be baking on. Come on. We can do this. How's it going, everybody? Sorry, this is like my first like crafting live stream. The other one I was just kind of like chilling and hanging out. That's really good to know, though, beadwork. Okay, I find with polymer clay, I have an easier time working from the center outward because the blades can kind of drag on the clay a little bit. So I'm just finding my edges here. And just cutting along them. I don't even know why I have Game of Thrones music stuck in my head. Hey Robin, it's good to see you. Hey Tina in Oregon. I got the stencil from Tandy Leather. You can go online and get it from them. It's called a Craft Aid. Like CRAFTAID, like there's a hyphen in there between craft and aid. And they have them in a bunch of different patterns and stuff. And normally you would use it with wetted leather, but they work perfect on polymer clay. And it's a really great way I think I had done like a gear making. Which video? Oh yeah, I remember now. But I don't even know, Christine, what made me think of that. Like, I don't know. Oh well. La, 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 la. So just like that, it just comes right off. And so you can see that's kind of the shape of what's going on there. Okay. Now this is going to have to get painted after it's been baked, but we can do some color effects on it before then. So we might be able to use some black chalk pastel on it to really darken it in. Do you guys want to see what that does? Because right now I'm just rounding down the edges here. With my finger to get it to look a little less cookie cuttered. Sorry, so sorry about the camera cutting out. Hush puppy, it's just the neighbors. Okay. So I'd like to think you do the same thing on the embossing folder. Yeah, and I'm actually going to be doing that with, let me grab it. Oh, where are you at? I have one of these by Doris. And this one is the one where it would deboss it so it compresses so then the design pokes up, as opposed to it has another side that embosses and presses it down into the thing. Like I use them a lot for leather, but I use them a lot for polymer clay too. Okay, so here we have this little corner piece cut out, and I do think I'm going to go through with some pastels or something to give it just, you know, because I don't want it to just be white. I guess I could go through and just bake it like this and then paint it and then add this stuff, because the acrylics hold up perfectly fine. I think that's what we're going to do, you guys. Okay, so I have this one. I have a separate piece of glass for baking on. Well, actually, I think I might just use... Here I have some ceramic tiles. So what I'm going to do is peel this off of that and put it here on my ceramic tile. All nice and centered up. And then that'll, oops. Sorry guys. Oh really? Is anybody else having any sound problems? Testing, testing. Hey. Anne-Marie, I'm so glad you're able to join me today. Oh, thank you, Luminita. That's a fantastic idea. I always forget to thumbs up, everybody. Okay, so these are just ceramic tiles that I get at Lowe's for like less than $1. But they're perfect for baking on. And I'm just adding in a little bit more clay and kind of conditioning it and passing it through the pasta machine. Okay, thank you, Deborah. So hopefully, hey Kim, I know it's my second live stream ever, but I kind of figured I was going to be sitting around sculpting today anyways, and in the past, I'd be getting this and putting it into like super ultra duper fast forward, but I had quite a few requests to be like, to do it in real time, so I was like, well, why not, love the Oh, yeah. I think you might have missed it, Kim, but it was like, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. Like, changed my life. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. I had quite a few, oops. Sorry, it does that, like, I can put it into Snapchat, but everything goes sideways. So sometimes the camera just, I'm working on it. But, oh gosh, scatterbrained. I think I'm going to put in a request for the handsome gentleman to maybe get me another cup of coffee here before too long. He just looked over at me like... Okay, so I got another piece conditioned out. I have completely forgotten. I still haven't seen past the season, and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but Daenerys flew on her dragon into the field and the horse people showed up. Like, we haven't seen past there. And it's like, so, I know a little bit, like, because, I mean, Facebook spoilers and stuff, but it's like, I don't even know what I'm doing in my life. There was something that I was saying that feels like it was important and needed finished, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Nope, don't remember. Okay. So now I'm going to cut out another one for like the other corner, because if I get a couple of pieces made, and even if I decide that I'm not going to use them for on this, that's what I was talking about. Okay, so it's like, normally I would take a, so sorry, normally I take videos of this and put it in like ultra fast forward, but I'd had quite a few requests to put it, like to do a real-time sculpting tutorial. And then I was like, you know, what if maybe we live stream? Because I had some folks who were like wanted to talk in person, and it's like I can't travel around and see everybody the way that I'd like to, and my phone doesn't have minutes right now because I'm like poor. I'm not poor. I just spend all of my money always. So, but all of our bills are paid, and I'm obviously well fed. So. But don't get me wrong, I'm always up for more money. If anybody is like, hey, here's some money so you can get yourself a decent camera, that's why we do the Patreon and stuff. But, yeah, and then the ceramic tiles are from Lowe's, and they bake really well. Now, the only thing I've been running into here lately is if you get stuff too close to the edge, it'll burn. But that's whenever I put it in for like 45 minutes. Hey, Linda! Oh, what was I talking about? I don't... Did you have a question or anything? Or... like, I'm so sorry. That... I wish I could have straight, continuous thought processes, but, I just don't know if that's ever gonna happen for me. So yeah, I do think I'm going to be doing another video, though, that's not live, so it can be a little bit more... You're very kind. So it can be a little bit more, like, focused, and I can edit out, like, if I'm like, oh, there's butterflies outside, and, like, wander off or something. Which has happened. But I figured for this one, since it's a Patreon prize, that I'd do a live stream and try to convince y'all to become patrons. Yeah, it's half of an embossing folder. Oops. And, oops. Ah, chaos ensues. And, this is a craft aid from Tandy Leather. And, oh no! Oh no! I set the thing in the eye and it wasn't completely dry. Now it has a line through it. Vaughn, why would you do that? Oh no. Oh no. Juan, maybe if I just smush it back down in my finger? Oh, disaster ensues. Well, that pretty much fixed it, actually. Yeah, I fixed it. Sweet. I'm going to put this somewhere to where I don't cram stuff into it again. I like that face, Robin. But that's what I get for having my work surface look like this. Oh my god, I live in squalor. Creative chaos, I guess. So I'm just coming through and I'm going to cut another one out. Because I think I was saying too that it's like, even if I make a bunch of these and I end up not using them, they don't go bad. So I can paint it up and put it... Hey, Ghost, I get a lot of my stuff from the Ring Lord, but I actually coil and cut all of my own bright aluminum. Just because I use so much of it. But I still get all of my scales and a lot of my anodized stuff from the Ring Lord. And also, if y'all decide that you want a different perspective of what I'm working on, just let me know. It's like I tried doing the overhead, but whenever it's not... but whenever it's not like actually recording, like right now it's just streaming using the app, because it, like, check out the message it gives me if I try to record. So I press the record button, and it does this. Unable to record getting used during a call. So it's like I can't put it on to actually record, but I can still use the camera so that you can see me, because I can use Snapchat, but it puts me sideways. So there we go. Cut that out, and all that extra will go off to the side. And now you can see, I'm going to show you the differences here between leaving a sharp edge and kind of beveling the edge. I mean, it's very minimal. Let me put this on a tile so I don't just make a mess and drop it. Okay, so this is it with just a straight edge, but I can take it and kind of flatten it down in my finger. Now, I don't think this is going to catch it very well, but it gives it, I mean, a very subtle beveling. So this way you can watch on this one. If I just come down and whoop, just like that, then, I mean, it's a very minor detail, but I do think it makes a difference. Yeah, Trevor, that is true. It's also Blue Buddha Boutique does some of their own anodizing, I think, and they have some pretty good anodized rings. And then C&T Designs does some of their own anodizing, and that's something that I really want to get into, because it's like the scales that I get from the Ring Lord. Ooh, square cabochon. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll have to get my hands on some square cabochons. Which is something, we had some folks request, there we go. We had some folks, we had some folks request, that I get a P.O. box, that way they can send me stuff. So I think next month, or maybe later this month, I'll actually be able to put together a P.O. box. So if you guys have anything that you want me to feature in my channel or in my videos or different things like that, then you'll actually be able to send it to me. Because it's like, and I gotta respect this, but Randy's like, please don't give everyone our house address. Like, really? And I'm like, okay. Because I'm like, if somebody's gonna come and like wear me as a jacket, like, I'm not going to be able to stop them for the most part. Like, that's why we have a house full of guns and dogs. And I like ultra big, so I'm harder to kidnap. But it's like, so it is just wiser to not give out my personal address. So we'll have a P.O. box so that people can send stuff to that instead of to the house. So, sorry. I watched too much of the, like, Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs movies. So it's like it puts the lotion in the basket. I'm going to go put these in my toaster oven for, at 275 for about 15 minutes. And I'm going to put them in unpreheated. Like, I don't bother preheating on my toaster oven because it runs a little hot. So that way I don't have to worry about it burning or anything. And I might actually just do it for 10 minutes. I'll be right back. Oh no, I didn't mean for it to go back to my screen. Oops. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to not, you know. Okay. So now that we have that, the eye, what do you do with it? Oh, phew. The eye still isn't completely dry, so I'm not going to set it yet. It just takes a while is all. Thanks, Beads. Coffee is life. And life is almost gone. Did you think that was funny, Randy? Mm. Okay, what am I doing? What am I even doing? Okay, for the steampunk stuff, my absolute favorite thing, I forget what I was talking about. For making steampunk stuff is pearlescent clays, because you can take it and all you have to do is just condition it and then it's ready to go. So here I have some browns. Those will get used in the fairy houses. But I have, this one is their antique gold. Issue people coming to the house and it said right on. And then bronze. Let's see. Ooh. Which convention? Starbase Indie, really? Right on. That is so cool. What a small world.
Which one?
Starbase Indie. We haven't been, but I've wanted to apply. Coffee is love. Coffee is life. Cold coffee. I take all kinds of coffee. And honestly, I put so much creamer in it that it basically tastes like a melted milkshake anyways if I drink it cold. Oops. But, so here I've got 2 metallics, and I've got some silver over yonder. La, 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 and I've got a metallic gold. I really love, the metallic colors. Because they add a level of vibrancy to them that just isn't there if you use, a black base with the Pearl X pigments. It's just different, you know? So there's that. And I did do a pretty in-depth tutorial, I think, on making your own gears. Long live Coffee Mate, indeed. So, again, I forget what I was talking about. I'm so sorry that I'm scatterbrained, you guys. It's all new and interesting to me, but it's I might have said the same thing 5 times in a row already and just not realized it. Okay. So I have some clays out. And what I'm going to be doing is on these same corner pieces, you can see there's these gears inlaid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make each of those gears out of these clay colors and then cut them out and position them on top of the clay, the first layer, because I want a nice kind of 3-dimensional effect. And I love a good pasta machine for conditioning my clay. It makes such a huge difference on my hands. Ooh, I haven't tried the gingerbread ones. I'm kind of particular, I don't like fruit flavors in my coffee. And I don't like, don't get me wrong, I'll still drink it. But as far as buying for in the house, I don't do fruit flavors and I don't do a whole lot of peppermint either. But which is weird because I'll have it on the side, I just don't want it mixed in. La, la. Ooh. Oh god. I'm so glad that didn't fall on the floor. This one is the Makings pasta machine. And I like it because it has the black Teflon blades. Hey Anne-Marie, you can, and I do very frequently make polymer clay jewelry. I can actually show you. This one I haven't suspended up as a necklace yet, but I sculpted some little polymer clay roses, and then this is one that I sculpted and I haven't added the back yet. I just sliced the back, and then I bake it. That way I'm not like smooshing the clay, and I add chainmail rings. You could do just one if you wanted it to hang like a pendant, but I wanted this one to hang in line with the necklace, so I added 2. And then I just smush clay on it. I use some of that liquid polymer clay to make sure it makes a good connection. And then this way I'll be able to hang chain from each side, and it'll just sit like a little necklace. So I want to make a gnome house or a fairy house that has like a rose garden around it, because I love sculpting these. These cute little flowers. So, and that's just one example. I also have a tutorial. Stinking camera. I also have a tutorial up. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Of how to make like out of the clays like this, make a setting for a cabochon. That looks like a little like one of the traditional like sterling silver settings. So long as you can bake the gemstones. Some of the gemstones that have been set with rosins, like some of the softer turquoises or composite ambers, you can bake them, but the resin will like kind of ooze out, so you have to go through and like resand it. But most gemstones, like tiger's eye, rose quartz, hematite, any labradorites I've used, a lot of them bake really well because it's such a low temperature, you know. So I'm getting this nice and conditioned. I'm going to use this freezer paper again. I like freezer paper because it has a papery side that I can write on with just a regular pencil. And then it has a waxy side. And so I use these a lot the freezer paper a lot whenever I'm making templates for leather, because it comes out in a big enough sheet that you can actually draw out like the whole piece of armor. Like, just in case any of you are new to my channel, I also do cosplay videos where it's like, in one of them I actually show from start to finish how to make your own, like, these. But for whenever I was making this, I made the template on a piece of freezer paper because it gave enough to do the whole piece. And then I also did like some leg armor and like belts and stuff, and so it's way better than having to tape together a bunch of like printer paper. Stinking camera. Yeah, no worries, Ann. Okay, so now I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna do just a couple of the shapes. Like, I don't want them all to be just the silver. I want to incorporate a bunch of different metal tones, but it looks like I'll just do 3 of them in the silver here. And so I'm going to come through with my tissue blade and just cut nice and straight. I'd love to get to teach classes at the conventions. Oh no, but I've seen some folks who do, and it looks so cool. Like, especially, there's a tutorial here on YouTube of a lady who was making, like, it's like a hollow bead pendant that you put water in it and you can still wear it. And it looks really cool. She used translucent clays and layered alcohol ink. And it was just, whoo, they dinged. Hey, Randy.
What?
Is that another cup of coffee? For me? Thank you.
We're going to request something?
Well, yeah, but, can you open up the oven on the polymer clay? Oh my god, you guys. Just let it cool for a bit. He just brought me coffee. It's probably really hot, but I want to drink it.
Probably fresh brewed.
Yeah? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's good. I need a minute. Oh. Oh, you're telling me, Christina, oh my gosh, this stuff is so warm and good. And he puts the perfect amount of creamer in it every time. Oh, just that feeling of the hot coffee. Oh. I recommend a cup to anyone and everyone. And if you don't like coffee, get yourself some tea. It's good. Love is bringing someone coffee. We subscribe very much to the concept of life is too short to not spoil each other. So y'all don't see it because I'm like here on camera right now, but I do try to spoil him. He's so good at it. He makes me look like I'm crappy at like, because he's all like awesome all the time, and then I'm here like losing my shit and like freaking out because my piles of crap are falling on me. And he just comes in, he's chronically saving me from myself. And it's all I can do to, like, not torture him. But he gives me A's for effort, so that's good. He takes pity on me. Now, I'm going to check. I think these two side ones are symmetrical. So I'll be able to cut out just one, like this silver one here we'll be able to use on this side too, so that'll be cool. But I'm just going to kind of come through. And I think if I use a round cutter, oh, medicine for my soul, that coffee it is. Yeah, I'm going to use a round cutter to cut most of the shape out. Because that saves me a lot of work. Eep! Oh no. Oh, it'll be alright. Okay, so now I can pull that off to the side. And I'll be able to recondition all that. But so you guys can see... Oops, no you can't because the camera just... Does he have a brother? He does, but his brother is not nearly as cool as him. Like, I feel, this is really awful, but I feel like every time we hang out with his brother, I'm like, yeah, I got the good one. Like, is that crappy of me to be that? Like, I mean, I don't, like, verbalize it, except for just now to, like, the whole wide world on the internet. But I very much, like, Randy's good. Oh. You deserve a medal, Ghost. That's awesome. Okay, Trevor. We'll be here. Hopefully we'll see you when you get back. I hope he has a good day at work. So now I'm going to show you guys. This is how it's coming along. So you can see I've cut it out with the circle cutters to remove most of the excess clay. And now I'm just going to come through and kind of slice out these bits. Like, and what's more, he's in there doing dishes right now. It's like, how does the girl get this lucky? But yeah, since y'all are kind of captive audience for a little bit, I guess I'll tell you guys another origin story. It's just a real one. I basically just want to share the concept. Randy and I met when we were 17 and like started dating. And we just recently had our 12-year anniversary. So he does, but I like to do the cooking. So, but he washes the dishes, and usually if he cooks, I do the dishes. So it's a pretty fair trade. And so that's why I usually do the cooking, is because I hate doing dishes. It makes my fingernails all soft, so I can't wire wrap directly after dinner because it'll tear up my nails. Which sounds trivial, but that's really important. And the pick of the litter is a good way of putting it. Ooh. Happy 28th anniversary. That's awesome. That's gold right there. He's in training. Well, a lot of it is Patience and positive reinforcement. That's what we use on each other. Like, every time, like, I do good, he's there, like, you did good, babe. But patience and positive reinforcement. Because, like, I always find myself, like, it's so easy to, like, get real naggy. And so it's, like, I try to communicate just as much the stuff that I'm glad for as the stuff that I'm like, hey, could you do this? You know? And that's another thing, too, that some people consider it passive-aggressive, but it's, like, I'll be like, well, could you make me a cup of coffee? Instead of saying, hey, make me a cup of coffee. It's just both of us, we respond better, you know, to being... And that's the thing with communication, is what works well for Randy and I might not work well for somebody else, and we get that. But it's also other people's relationships aren't really our business, so it's a beautiful and complex world out there. So I'm just kind of picking away at the at the extra clay, kind of cutting the teeth out on the gears. I'm so excited. Randy's starting his own channel that I'm kind of guest appearing on quite a bit because it was so cute. March 1st, he shot his first video. And it took like 6 takes. Because it's like, I took to cameras just like naturally. Because it's like, I know I grew up on like Yahoo Messenger and like, you know, webcam chatting with folks and all kinds of stuff. So it was a pretty natural extension. But Randy's like, he's always been like very self-conscious and you know, not really the best self-image. So he's like, well, why would anybody want to listen to what I say? And I'm like, why would anybody want to listen to what I say? You know, it's like, they do, you know, I'm not going to judge, you know, and he's so knowledgeable. If you can get him started on... Is there somebody here? No? It's hard being a dog. If you get him started on Pokemon, oh my god. Like, the original 150, like, first and second gen, he's pretty thoroughly, like, just very knowledgeable about. And then everything after that gets a little wonky. But, it's basically turns into Digimon anyways. But anyways, I'm not going to go too much into Pokemon here. But it's like, and then like some of the older N64 games and just lots of stuff like that. And he'll be watching some Let's Plays. And I mean, he's not really like yelling at the screen, but you can tell that he's like, you know, he's like, well, they missed that. Like, he'll be watching a Let's Play and he's like, well, there's that thing over there that you need to get before you go do this. And it's just like, you know, so I'm like, well, honey, maybe you should start your own YouTube. And so we finally, like in years past, like, because this has been a couple of years in the making, but this year we finally are off the road long enough. Like, we're only doing about a show a month this year, because that's a whole nother story. Don't feel old. Pokemon and Digimon are both still very relevant. Well, at least Pokemon. But, you know, in years past, we didn't have the time, because it takes a lot of time to shoot these videos and to do the editing and then the upload and then process. Like, it takes almost 2 days for me to post a video. So, thanks, Karmic. Hey, Randy. Yeah. Karmic9 says, go, Randy. Gaming is awesome. Who? One of the folks. Oh, okay. He goes, oh, okay. He's in there doing dishes. He's so, like, curmudgeon-y. You okay? Yeah, hot water's hot. It is. Hot water burn, baby? Yeah. But, this year we finally have the time to actually apply. And, I think he has, like, 12 subscribers now, which is a pretty decent start. He only has a couple of videos out. He's still really feeling out, trying to see what direction he's going to take it in, and stuff like that. So I'm so excited for him, though. So yeah, this is pretty time consuming, and it's a little less time consuming if I actually stop jabbering and pay attention to what I'm doing. where's the fun in that? Okay, so you can see now I have all of the negative space kind of cut out. But now what I'm going to do, because you can see like it has a lot of really blocky edges. And so to avoid that, his channel name is Randy Vaughn, capital R-A, I'll type it into the thing. But he's planning on having like a lot of Let's Plays and different things up there and just stuff like that. Huh. It looks like there's somebody in front of the house. Give me a sec, guys. I'm going to go check and see what's going on. Doggies.
Hey guys, she's currently answering the door. There's someone here. She'll be right back pretty soon. I think she's still recording. I don't know. Good guard dogs. You'll see. Sorry about the dog scaring the cat. And hello. It's the dog bark heard around the world. Well, she's back, so here you go.
So, help me, that was the Mormons. They're hunting down Mom again.
Oh.
They're very friendly. They want to come by later and talk about YouTube. So, no, I mean, they're friendly. Oh my god. Hey, you guys. The dog just threw up next to the door again, like right before the Mormons got here. And I need a minute. Long story short, my mom up and like vanished to Michigan, and didn't really tell the church that she, what is in my shirt? Oh, tortilla chips. Oh my god, I'm so sorry that the dog, scared your cats. So yeah, she kind of went up to Michigan, and because I'm not getting political here, but she really doesn't agree with that in the Mormon church they do not allow or support or accept gay marriage. And so she kind of just left the church. which I think was a really cool move of her to be like, well, I don't agree with this, and, you know, stood for what she believed in. But she didn't really tell the church that she was leaving. So they've been like systematically trying to hunt her down, and because she was a tither. And it's just like, it's so awkward to be like, she doesn't want me to give you her address. Like, I don't know how to say. They're so polite. But yeah, the young gentleman, like, actually, as far as cults go, Mormons aren't that bad. Like, you know, there's worse things they could be doing with their time. No, I mean, that's like the modern Latter-day Saint variety. The ones that are like marrying off their 12-year-old daughters. Yeah, it's like, no, they're jerks. And that is something that I stand by that opinion. Yeah, I don't know what Harley got into, but she's cleaning it out of her system pretty systematically. And she's got a big old tummy, so it's a big old pile every time. Yeah, it's the catch-all. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, I mean, they do look out for their community, but there is a lot of, like, pressure to fit that conformity of the, of what they consider, you know, to be the way to be. And, if y'all can imagine, the apple didn't...
Hey, there was a car out front.
Yeah. The older gentleman was... because there were 3 of them instead of just the 2. The older gentleman was driving them around.
So they gave up on riding bikes, huh?
No, well, he was here specifically to talk to Mom about her tithing.
Oh.
Because it's that time of year again.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's going to call me later. I don't want to talk to him. I don't have minutes on the phone. I don't have to talk to him. Boom. Sorry, not to be... Y'all just saw into the little window of my antisocialness. But it's like, I have no good excuse. Well, I always mention that because there's that one sect of, that most people consider Mormons who do, like, there's like a documentary or something on, I don't know, it used to be like National Geographic or Discovery, like back when I had live television. So it's outdated information, but for the most part, Mormonism's pretty cool. Like, I went to a Mormon church as a while, for a few years actually, in high school. So, it's not so bad, but I really disagreed with being forced to go to church, but that was my family, not the church. Anyhow. So what I'm doing here on this project is I'm using the stylus, boom, Stacy, to round out the edging on these gears. That way, it just makes it look a little more professional, I think, or a little more finished, you know? And so I'm just coming through and kind of tapping down, because it, like, whenever I was cutting it out, it left, like, little cut lines. And you can also take, like, this part, you can see it has a little bit of texture on it. You can actually come through, and I think I'm going to texture, oops, sorry. I'm going to texture this one, and you just take it and you kind of roll it across the surface. Oh, really? Maybe if you just Google craft aid, it might bring up what we're looking for. But you can see, can you see the texturing that left on there? Nah. I can't see what the camera's seeing, but I promise it left a little bit of texturing on there. So you can take all kinds of just little stuff like that on your tools. Of all the days for humans to show up at my house, though. So there we go. So those two are all set. I'm going to run and get the tiles out of the toaster oven. They should be nice and cool by now, so I'll be right back. Excuse me. Okay, so they're still a little warm, but I think that'll be all right. Here we go. Okay. So there we can see. And it got a little bit of browning on the edges, and it's just sometimes there's no avoiding that. Oh, I'm about to show. Did a doorbell just ring? Or am I going crazy?
That's me.
Okay.
Unless there's someone at the door.
I didn't think we had a doorbell.
Yeah, we got one. No one uses it, but we got one.
Okay. Goodness. I'm about to demonstrate again, Kim, how I made the gears. So here you can see, I mean, it's pretty much stuck to the tile. So I'm going to come in here and just kind of try to pop it off if I can. Because I always worry about breaking it at this point. Man, this one's really stuck on there. And my friend Asmith actually went through and really cleaned off this one really well for me. And this one you can see it has some buildup on it, and so that's what's keeping the clay from popping off. Come on. Okay, so this one didn't quite bake all the way through as well. But that's fine, I just needed it well enough that it wouldn't stick to everything. There we go. And so these ones I'm actually going to end up positioning on the cover of the book like this. So please told to bake them. Ooh, that's a good idea. I had some problems with the paper burning really badly. So whenever I tried that, but I was using like cardstock, so it might have been different. So yeah, these ones I'm just going to have like that, kind of positioned offset. And then if the eye is almost dry, I'm going to have it set in its bezel. Like kind of like that. What do y'all think of that? Like, I mean, because it's going to have like clay around it and stuff so that it lays like really nice. Do you think that'll be pretty cool? Oh, parchment paper? Right on. Okay, so now I'm going to come through and bake these real quick. Or not bake, paint. That way the paint can go ahead and start drying. And I've got a nice little brush right here. It looks like I used for something similar to this. And this is just a really old bottle of black acrylic paint. And I just want to say again, thank you guys for watching these videos and for being so patient with me and so encouraging. I really appreciate that. There we go. So doing a couple of layers, but just painting it to a nice solid black, trying to keep all the dog hair out of it. Now this is a really flat black too. I wouldn't mind some nice kind of shiny black, but we'll see how that goes. Hey Randy, do you know if that black acrylic paint is still on the porch? Ooh, Susan, I live about maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours from Branson. We were actually just there for VisionCon. Was it last weekend, maybe? For a convention in the area. I like Branson. It's a nice little kind of show town. Is everything okay, hon?
Mm-hmm.
Was she sick again?
Mm-hmm.
Did she make it outside, or?
Nope.
Oh. Thank you. I'm going to take one. And then the other. Thank you, honey. It was just a wild and rambunctious day at our home front today. And I'm getting the edges nice and painted, but yeah, it's painting down to a nice, thank you, Sky. That's very kind of you. Oops. Getting black paint on everything. That's why I wear black pants. You can bake the eye, actually. Now, the paints that I'm using, I've used before with the polymer clay. So it's, so I know that they're not going to discolor. But you might want to, like, if you haven't baked it before, like if you haven't tried it in your toaster oven and stuff, I would recommend going through and doing that, just because I know I'd hate to go through and put all the time and effort and investment into a piece, just have it burn. Which has happened many a time. So which is why I always recommend to folks to go ahead and just try it first. Just test it out and see. Okay, so there's one. Painting another one. I think poor Randy's having a rough day. Whenever I get off of here, I think I'm going to take care of him for a turn and kind of let him just sit and relax, and I'll take care of the dogs in the house and stuff. Because he's been so good to me today. Y'all are so good to me. Better than I deserve, for sure. Okay. And I might want to come through and do a second coat on these as they dry, just to, I don't want any brush strokes contained within it. And in case we have some folks in here who weren't in here last time I announced it, if you guys enjoy my tutorials and you haven't gone and checked it out, I do recommend taking a look at my Patreon. It's any pledges support all of the tutorials and crafting and different things that we do here, but it helps me to continue doing more free tutorials for you guys, which is what I really enjoy. And that's also what I'm doing this journal cover for, is for in March, I'm going to be doing 2 giveaways. First one on March 15th, second one on like March 30th or like April 1st, April 1st. to pick the winners for this journal, like this sketchbook, as well as I'm going to be doing another video on doing like a little gnome house. I'll put in the link for you, Kim.
My Facebook is straight broken.
What happened?
It keeps giving me notifications, and when I click on it, it's like, 6 hours ago. And I'm like, I've already checked this.
Oh, really? I think that's it.
There we go. Here's a ton of notifications.
Sorry, it's kind of slow, so it's taking a minute. But yeah, the next thing that I'm saving up for is our next goal is going to be a batch of pliers, because I've been running really low on pliers for in my classes. There we go. Oh, I just use a regular toaster oven from like Walmart. It's not particularly fancy. It's about 5 or 6 years old, actually. Oh, I'm so glad that you found me, Sky. Well, thank you, Christina. I tried to... My load shifting. What's going on? Okay, it was just the tiles. Hey, Melissa. Okay, and I'm all caught up. Okay, so as these dry, though, they take so long. Gosh, I'm so impatient. But yeah, this is definitely a matte black. I could have used, I have a glossy black here. But I think the matte will be nice, actually. Especially if I'm going to be using like some Pearl X pigments and stuff with it. It's so good to see you in here, Robin. And I'm just going to like kind of beef up the spots where it feels like there needs to be more paint. Now, my only qualm with this, with the acrylic, is that I am going to have to put on a pretty decent sealer because I don't want this to scratch up. And other than that, though, it should be perfectly fine. Which, that's a big reason why on most of my pieces, I use the colored clay as opposed to the white clay, is because I want this stuff to last, y'all, like, forever. Oh, uh-oh. Did I not type it right? Oh, crap. There goes the camera. Let me retype it for you guys. Hey, Abramic Games and Videos. How are you doing? Oh, thank you for catching my mistake, Melissa. Let me know if that works. So now from here, what I'm going to do is we have these little pieces that I had cut out of the silver clay. And this is why I really like the parchment paper, or the freezer paper, is because I can go through and just kind of like peel it off. I'm doing really well. Thanks for coming and looking at my live stream. And then I'll take it and I'll just place it right within the guidelines like that. Now before I do that, I'm actually going to grab up one of my favorite, I am making a journal cover out of polymer clay that's going to have these little corner pieces, which don't stand up, blah, 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 which don't stand out as much now that they're painted black, but once we have all the other detailing and stuff on there, I think it'll really look pretty cool. And it's going to have a hand-painted dragon eye on it, which is pretty cool. Eyeshadow is one of my favorite things to use on polymer clay because you can get so many different colors and textures and just all kinds of stuff. So I'm just coming through using, I'm using a matte black color, and I'm just taking it and I'm going to kind of contour the edges of my gears with it. And it just, the magic happens in the details. And so by coming in on all of the little sides and kind of darkening them in a bit gives it so much more depth. So here you can see how that adds just a little bit to it compared to that right there. Can you all see? And so now whenever I attach this, I'm also going to pull out, I have a partially used bottle of the liquid clay. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm going to just next, because I'm going to be, I'll show you, I'm going to be like smushing into them and stuff. So I'm going to use this liquid polymer clay. I just dip a long toothpick into it, getting a little bit on the end, because surprisingly a little goes a long way with this. So I'm going to angle this down just a bit so that you can see maybe a little more what I'm doing. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of fill in. There we go. Got a much more oops. So sorry, guys. Got clay and paint on the screen. I got a more substantial blob. And I'm just going to start putting it on there. Okay. So you can kind of see how that's shaped around. And now I'm going to take my clay and I'm going to set it in place. I'm not too distraught at how some oozed out because it bakes clear. But you can get in there and kind of tidy it up a bit. I think I'm going to use my stylus end here. Yeah, just kind of clearing that up, getting everything lined up where I want it to be. And now I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I do. See how it has this little rivet imprint there? I'm going to take some of... Do I have any left? No. I don't think the bronze either. Okay. The antique gold is probably one of my favorite colors to use for the steampunk stuff because it has such a nice kind of good brassy color to it. Well, it's a perfect opportunity to learn about it. So I'm just going to pull off, a little corner. Like I pulled off a chunk off the brick and then a little bit more. Hey, dogs! The neighbor has their dog out. This is my life. Hey! Come here. Stop barking and come here. Z-dog, come here. Oh Lord, it's hard being a doggy when you ain't got no thumbs all day. This is Sam Dog. Oh, camera went off. Oh no, it was the mailman. This is Sam and Z. I don't know if you guys can see them. Don't get tangled up on the tripod, guys. Okay, so I've pulled off just a little ball of the clay, and I'm just rolling it to get all the seams out. So it's a seamless little ball now. And I have a little little screwdriver, but it has a regular Phillips head tip. And so I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it on right there. I'm going to use the flat end. And this is why I haven't baked it, is so they'll hold together. I'm going to take it and flatten it just a bit to make it look a little bit more like a nail head. Be quiet. Just like that. And now I'm going to take my screwdriver and I'm going to try to keep it relatively centered and just smoosh. And it makes it look like a little... Oh, that's not centered at all. Good gravy. Why would you do that, Vaughn? Which, if that happens, you can go through and kind of just peel it off. Because, I mean, it's not baked yet, so you can still kind of do that. And just redo it. I'm going to do it to where, instead of showing the camera, where I can actually see what I'm doing. And so I'm going to do the screw head imprint, and then I'm actually going to go through with the texturing on this. Boop, and just roll over it. So now it looks like that. Do you see how that worked? And so by going through and doing all of these details layered on top, then I'll be able to go through and do the final baking, and it'll get everything nice and bonded together. So that's pretty cool. I'm so sorry it keeps popping out like that. What's this? I have to ask you a question. When I graduate, I want to make a video game company. Will sculpting be important? Possibly. We have some friends who made a tabletop game, and they're artists, so they're able to do all of their own artwork for the tabletop, like for the game books and the game guides, as well as sculpting their own miniatures. So granted, video games are a different medium than that, but if you want to merchandise into having like figurines of like your characters or some of the bosses, or if you ever want to like branch out and have, yeah, you have the video game, but you also have tabletop game versions, because some people just prefer a tabletop environment, and it's really nice to have like Randy plays Star Wars The Old Republic, but we've also played Star Wars the tabletop game. Like, was it called The Old Republic as well? Mm-hmm. It was called Star Wars The Old Republic as well, but it was a tabletop game version. And we both played that with some of our friends. And so it's really nice. So you'd be able to hit a broader market. And sorry, I start rattling off, but I'm personally a huge fan of, like, whenever you're creating a product to sell, if you can cast a very wide net, and you're going to catch more clients that way. Oh, she won our seed giveaway. But you're going to get more clients, you're going to find more fans, you're going to connect with more people if you kind of do something that can be made into a lot of different things. So sculpting may not be as important as perhaps knowing how to do coding and like story writing and like, you know, screenplays and stuff in math and stuff like that. But I feel like the more skill sets a person has, the more different things that you can take into consideration whenever you're doing what you're doing, like, if that makes sense. Thanks, Anne. You know, Sky, that's a really good point, too, is that sculpting with your hands might help you to be able to think more three-dimensionally whenever you're making, like, a CG rendered 3D character. So that's a really good point. And so now I just need to go through and do that like a million more times. So we have 1 more hour here on the live stream. And then I think I'll put this into, I'll keep sculpting just off camera. That way I can, because I need to get this like kind of finished. I think I might actually make more of a focused tutorial on it as I sculpt the other half and stuff. So that may be pretty cool. Hey! Doggies! Please stop barking at everything in existence. Pretty please. Thank you. Ooh. Melissa, I would love to see that. If you can send it to me, like, on Facebook or something. Portrait studio. Okay. Right on. Thanks, Guy. That's a good reference. Lazy dog. When'd you get here? I know you're horribly lonely. You're horribly neglected. Just ask. Oops, there goes the camera again. Okay. Because he gets pretty pushy whenever he wants attention. How's that look? You like that? Just sniff it. That's really good advice. Okay. Oh, I've got to get a different song in my head, you guys. Yeah, I think I want to do a silver one over here on the side too. Because I don't want to do so much of the liquid polymer clay that it gets like goopy, like, and oozes out the sides a whole bunch. But you also don't want to underdo it and have your pieces falling apart. But usually a pretty thin layer will get you where you're going. There we go. So yeah, just like that. That's that. Is that just like I'm in love with a stripper, but it's like I'm in love with a monster? I'm in love with a monster. Oh, I don't I don't really know enough of that song. But thank you. Captain Hammer's here, cake blowing in the breeze. Hero expertise. So now I think I'm gonna do a gold one and maybe a copper one. That might be cool. Or should I put this one? Because the other metal tones that I have are gold, copper, antique gold, and silver. So I could do one gear of each color. I think I might do that. Oh, from Hotel Transylvania. That's a really cute movie. I'm in love with a chicken. Okay, so I actually think I'm going to remove this one and put it over here onto this other piece. Which I think it has enough liquid clay on it to get me to transfer over. Stop barking at everything. Good gravy. God bless Captain America. It's a beautiful day, and so our neighbors are out and about, and the dogs are just losing their minds. Pretty much. Okay, so yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one gear of each color on both of these. Oh, somebody sent me a message. I'll have to look at that later, though. Ooh. Oh, thank you. Y'all know me so well. Story of my life, though. Okay, so I got this moved over. I'm going to redo the texturing on it. So yeah, I'm really enjoying doing the live streams. So yeah, you get the idea, Sky. I think I'm gonna keep doing live streams, hopefully weekly. I might limit them down to a little bit more of like just an hour. I might actually get to where I'm doing one maybe an hour a day. Next dog park was purposeful. That's fair. That's really cute, actually, that you get to do that. Because if I think maybe if I do like an hour a day, then I can kind of talk to everybody. I can hit a bunch of different time zones and different schedules for people. I mean, because not everybody has the weekends off, and some weekends we're not even at home at all. Like, we're off at conventions. So that might be a really good idea. So I'm always open to y'all's suggestions. Now the live feeds, they might not stay published because we already have a lot of videos up. And so that way, I don't know, just to keep it a little bit more exclusive and like make it kind of fun, to participate in the live streams as they're happening. But I don't know how good this would be like to come in later and watch, like, you know what I mean? Like it's more of like an interaction, just a hangout. So what are y'all's thoughts on that? Hey baby, how's it? You can talk and stuff.
I know.
Okay, you're just being quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, what you playing? Smite?
Yeah, I tried the new thing.
Which new thing?
It's called Adventures. It's a 5v5 capture the flag.
Oh yeah?
We got destroyed.
Oh,
Three of us
really?
had never played it before, so we didn't
Oh,
know what
wow.
was going on.
So it's new even from like Clash and stuff?
Oh yeah, like it came out this week.
Right on. Right on. Okay, so it's I've got people who are at noon. I've got people who are at 4 o'clock. Well, it's 3:05 here. Oh, there goes the camera again. Oh, and I never clicked enter. There we go. Well, it's a great... Oh, in Southern California. I just shared our Patreon link again. If you guys enjoy our work, if you want to support the creation of more tutorials, if you want to support the purchasing of an actual camera and not just my cell phone, then that would be the place to go and do it. For just $1 a month, it puts your name in the hat to win one of our hand-sculpted fairy houses, art journals, homes for the gnomeless, wire sculpted trees, different things like that. If you pledge $5, it puts your name in the hat 5 times. And the reason I do that is it's like, normally I like to, Randy's an artist in his own ways. Let me finish my thought though. I like to ship stuff off to folks, but for $5, it costs like $3 to ship anything that's 3-dimensional because otherwise it's non-machinable. And so I wanted to have a prize for the $5 folks to give them that kind of incentive. Whereas at $10, you get your name in the hat once, but I start shipping you stuff. So that's pretty cool. Interesting backstory on Randy. He's actually quite a talented artist. He's a little out of practice currently, for a while now actually, because he took, how many years of art?
Cumulatively? Or?
Cumulatively, yeah.
Okay.
He took 8 years of art through school. So he's actually a lot more knowledgeable about different paint types and techniques and different things than I am. Because I didn't get to take any art classes, because I always took band as my, like, creative or performance arts elective, which I mean, I don't lament, I just wish I could have taken both. And the teacher that he had for his last 4 years beat the love of art out of him. The harp does get used, yeah, Melissa. Not very well because I can't read bass clef as well as I can read treble clef, and I'm working on that. Did I just crack my... I just cracked my thing. Well, crap. Oh. But yeah, because he would do like Dragon Ball Z fan art and stuff, and he really liked a lot of different animes, and so he would draw stuff like that, and the teacher was adamant that that was not art, which is infuriating because I played the flute in marching band, but now as an adult, I still play the flute in the ocarina, but I'm trying to learn the guitar and piano because a lot of the things that I'm learning on there translate directly over to the harp. So it's like everything. I like everything. I wish that I could still be in a band and be around other musicians and stuff, but one thing at a time. So Randy just stopped drawing altogether. And which breaks my heart because we know people who make their living off of creating fan art and they do a fantastic job. And it's like, oh, if I could go back in time and just kind of smack her and be like, quit being a... Yes. It's a nicer word than I would have used. But just that, I mean, because very rarely do you come across someone who is like ultimate pro level artist in high school, you know, but that's where the love for the craft comes in. Dogs, I'm sorry. Normally I'm able to edit out of the videos and stuff, but meh. Oh, a bunch of... All right, on. I always had right there all the time. It was like I just had chronically chapped lips. And then I found out about, like, I'd put clear nail polish on it, but that would start to peel. And now as an adult and as a crafter, I use Mod Podge doming resin over that part of my mouthpiece just because it eats through my skin.
Oh, wow, I am so rusty.
All right, on French horn. There's a meme floating around on the interwebs of like different names for like instruments. It's like the meme that's like Trash Panda and like stuff like that about like a raccoon would be a trash panda and that I don't know. All of the cute names escape me at this point, but somebody had made one about instruments. Huh?
Danger Noodle.
Danger Noodle was the one for Snake, and it's just like, that's hilarious. Oh, right on. Oof. Their doggies are something, I tell you what. We're about done with them today. I swear, if Harley barfs one more time, Randy's just gonna skin her. Yeah, he's over there going... But yeah, so that's a little bit of backstory on Randy, and I'm really hoping that one day he might regain the desire to draw again. Because that's the thing, is that Randy's a stubborn and persistent person, but a person can only take so much of being told what you're doing is wrong. You know, and it's like, in art, there's no wrong. I mean, like, you can paint something and then set it on fire, and it's still art. It still is something, you know? And so it's like, I can't believe that someone who is responsible for nurturing this flame in other people would have that mentality. And it's just, oof. Makes me so grumpy. So, if you're still watching, I used the stencil to mark out the lines in the clay. And now I'm coming through with my craft knife and just cutting out the design.
I forgot my golden rule.
What was your golden rule?
Never play a god you like until you've knocked the rust off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'm missing all of my abilities.
Oh, really? Which god are you playing? Knox. It's been a while on Knox, hasn't it?
A little bit. I got her to diamond, and then this is just kind of that.
You've been like beefing up like Loki and stuff, right?
No.
Oh, really?
Just haven't been playing. I got so aggravated with that stupid event that I just stopped.
Burn the witch! Burn her! Sorry. Oh, our, do you mean, do you mean like our horoscope? I'm a Leo and Randy's a Gemini. Sorry, honey. Sorry, I got distracted.
God.
And I haven't done like a full spread for Randy, but one of my friends did one for me, and it's like I'm Leo in every single house except for like my moon sign is Cancer. So I'm like really self-obsessed, but like emotional about it is the kind of the joke that I make. Because it's like I try to not be completely self-absorbed. And I used to like, y'all might not believe it. Oh no, ceramic clay. What? I missed something. Oh. You know, and if you learned something from it though, then it wasn't a waste. So there's that. Well, at least not a complete waste. That's always what I have to tell myself. Well, thank you, Zoe. That's very nice. I think all the signs are good. But I used to have an extremely low. The neighbor's kids just hit the house with a ball. I think everything's okay though. It just hit the baby gate. And now they're hitting the rest of the house. Really? Other humans? Can you please not do that? Oof. This is where the swamp troll is going to start coming out. I really don't want them hitting my house with a ball. Because I don't know if y'all know, but like this whole wall is windows. And I already dropped a plant through that one, so I had to replace it. And I'm not exactly like carpentry inclined. Yeah. Ooh. Hmm?
Apparently they have mourning.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Which explains a thing or two. So I thought I dodged Loki, and then there he was again. And
Oh, really?
Crap.
Oh, because they can take forms, can't they?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like that.
That's a nice way of putting it. Ooh, and what's really cool is this part of my cap, oops, sorry, has a line texture on it. So I'm going to see, yeah, really. So Harley's stomach is already upset. I don't want to see what she'll do if she eats a child. So I'm going to see what kind of texture this cap will put on. Oh, it's not texturing nearly as much as I thought it would. There it goes. Well, that came out pretty neat. Check that out, y'all. What's that?
You talking to me?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, I understand the importance of perpetuating species, but come on. No, I'm kidding. I don't have any kids of my own, but I do love them when I'm around them. Except for when they kick balls at my house.
No.
A little bit, but I'm gonna do the texturing on it, and we'll see how that looks. And I do mix up my own henna. Oh no, somebody got hurt. Poor baby. And this was huh?
He's been accident prone.
Oh really? Well, he's just a little feller. I do henna on folks out of the booth whenever we're at conventions. Yeah, I think the neighbor's littlest has a boo-boo maybe. Let me look and see.
He keeps trying to play soccer with the other kids.
Aw. Yeah, he keeps trying to play soccer with the bigger kids. And when you're that height, it just everything hits you in the face. But he's good. The parents are out there too. And that's the thing that I really respect our neighbors. They spend a lot of time outside, but the parents are always out there with them. And I'm like, that's so cool. Cause like the dad's really good at like, he can do like soccer stuff with the ball, like with his feet and his knees, which blows my mind because I trip on the thing. Like if I ever try to play soccer, it's a good way of like me and Gravity getting into a fight. And Gravity wins every time. So yeah, I'm just experimenting with a different texture here. Well, I was talking about something. Oh yeah, I do henna out of the booth whenever we're at conventions. And so to demonstrate, I always have some on myself so people can see, and I can be like, well, that's a $1 design, and like this would be 10, and then something like this would be like 25, or to show them that it doesn't always have to be a full arm. And to also, I'll do one piece like each day, because whenever the henna goes on, it's not this like, and the paste first comes off, it hasn't darkened down all the way yet. And so it's really important to let the customers know that it will darken down past that bright orange. You should totally make pendants. I don't know, I'm a fan of make all the things. And that's something that I'd had one of the ladies on here was asking me about, like my friend Lynn actually was asking me about some different marketing techniques, and that was something that the best advice that I can give anyone if you're wanting to make your stuff to sell, like not just for your own artistic pleasure, but to like to give people in exchange for money. I recommend doing everything like that. That's why, because again, it goes back to casting that wider net into your client base. And that's why I do chainmail and wire wrapping and polymer clay. And hey, I hope you had a good bath. But yeah, chainmail, polymer clay, wire wrapping, macrame, leatherworking, hybrid pieces. Like, I try to do everything that I can, because not only does it help me grow as an artist, but somebody who comes through my booth, might not like my style of wire wrapping, but they might love my chainmail. Or bye, Beat a Lot. Thanks for joining us and for sticking around. But and then also too, it helps because we sell at conventions quite a bit, like almost exclusively now. So that's how that looks with the texturing painted onto it.
Fantastic.
Do what, love?
And now we're losing.
Oh no, what happened?
This Hercules.
Oh really?
He's so upset that we didn't get the standard team that he's going out of his way to screw up everything I'm doing.
I'm sorry.
As well as eating.
Oh really?
Yep. It can't be enough that Nest leave me alone.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Well, I'm sorry for you, like in a sympathetic sense, because I know that really bums out the game. What was I talking about? Yeah, we sell at conventions almost primarily. I'll do a tutorial, Melissa, so that you can see how to make one for yourself, custom sized and everything. But at conventions, like especially, like we got started into cons like 9 years ago. Before I think any of the Marvel movies came out and any of the stuff.
Iron Man was...
The first Iron Man came out
maybe a year after we had started.
Yeah, because we started 2008. Whatever was happening in 2008, that puts it into context of when we started selling at conventions. And so we got to see the rise of steampunk. I mean, steampunk was around before that, but it started to get really seriously popular. Like, and we were seeing it was all still so new, too, to so many folks. Whereas now it's like, not saying that steampunk's old news, but a lot of it's kind of already been done before. Like, there's a lot of really well done steampunk Boba Fett's already, and like stuff like that. Whereas we got to see some of the first ones come into the market, or into the cosplay community and stuff. And now that, comic books, and not even comic books so much as like the characters through mostly the Marvel universe, have become so mainstream, or at least to the point that everybody's heard of Iron Man. Everybody's heard of Lord of the Rings. Everybody's heard of Harry Potter. Even if they themselves aren't particularly a fan, they know somebody who is. Thank you. I actually sold it at VisionCon. Somebody saw it and they just walked up and were like, $70, boom, right there. And I was like, yes, it is so much. Because I got that gun for like $3 at Goodwill. Don't tell them. But, and so now with conventions, there's so many conventions on the market. Like there's probably, I think the most recent number I've seen is there's 700, over 700 conventions in the country, in America this year. And that's more than 2 conventions on any given weekend. And they don't have conventions every single weekend. Like, there's concentrations of them. No, sorry, that's 2 conventions every day of the year. And conventions are typically only held on the weekend in mid-sized to larger cities. Hey, Trevor. Oh, yeah, I'm here for at least another 30 or 40 minutes. So, but with the oversaturation of the convention market, on one hand, it's really great because now just about everybody can go to a con, but at the same time, the conventions are charging more. They all charge for parking now for the most part. A lot of them are charging a good bit more to get into the convention. And I'm just going to give you guys, like, from a vendor's perspective. Whenever we first started doing this, the average booth space was anywhere from $80 to $200. And if it was $200, that was a really big show. And that was for, like, usually a 6-foot table or a 10 by 10 booth. Now the average convention, like, booth price is $500. Like, some of the same conventions that we were doing back in 2008 have raised their booth prices from $80 to $450 for the same attendance, basically the same guests. And it's like, they just found out that, you know, vendors want to be there because it's, you know, it's what Randy and I do for a living. We don't want to miss a show, you know? I know. And, but it's, so they're overcharging the vendors, which is making it really difficult for us to maintain our show schedules and to maintain our product lines and to maintain our low prices. And I'm not just talking about artists either. Like, this is for the people who resell. And then in addition to, a lot of the conventions will go through and expand their dealer's room. Because if you can fit more dealers in, you're now charging, yeah, holy guacamole, Batman, for reals. If you know, before, if you only had 30 vendors, you know, if you double that to 60, now how much money is the convention making? You know, and it's like, you shouldn't pay for the whole convention just on the backs of dealers, because, you know, we understand that not everybody's there just to see the dealers, but we're the ones that, for the most part, other than the guests, we're the ones that the convention goers are interacting with. I do a con just because they don't do it in my country when they do stuff like that, but it sucks, honestly. Where are you from? Well, like, what country are you in? Because this might be prime opportunity for you to get involved, like, if you have a local, like, group of nerds or, like, gaming group or something, to put together a convention that doesn't suck. Because that's, I'll tell you what, it's the ones now that are fan-run, those are the ones that we go to and that we do well at and that we actually enjoy and want to go back to. Because it's, if y'all are in North America, there's a company called Wizard World, and they go around and they do, like, Comic-Cons at all the place. Like, and so it'll be, like, St. Louis Comic-Con, or, like, you know, Phoenix Comic-Con, or, like, that one actually isn't run by Wizard World. But they were going through and they were buying out smaller conventions, and if the smaller conventions wouldn't sell out to them, they would pick a weekend, either one before or one after. Oops, I don't even know what I'm doing. No, that's a cute picture on Instagram, though. Yeah, and so, as somebody who did a fan run, though, you know the differences between fan run conventions are so much better than these corporate ones that are coming through and just trying to bleed the audience dry. And to me, that's not the point of a convention. Like, yeah, as a vendor, I go and try to make money, but if I can, like, the reason Randy and I do costuming in the booth, the reason why I teach panels and workshops, the reasons why I put on my, you know, big girl pants and, like, give a crap, is because if we can make it fun for the con goer, especially the first time con goer, the con goer who might be a little jaded, they'll be more likely to come back to that convention next year and to bring their friends and to bring more money and to have a good time. And it's like, Randy and I started doing this because we wanted a job that we liked, something that made us happy. And selling at the Wizard World conventions is horrible. Like, the fans are there, like, exhausted and drained of their money, and there's no, like, room parties, and there's hardly ever even a costume contest, or, like, that whole sense of community that's so, like, invigorating and inspiring is really lacking at these larger conventions, and that's why I think Wizard World has started pulling back. In some cities, they only do it by every other year now. Oh, bunch of comments. Corporate swine, interesting power machinery. Yep. Oops. Wake up, computer. I get arrested because this country is so strict about the things you do. I'm sorry to hear that. Like, I hope that changes. And that you, like, if you feel inclined to cosplay or do anything like that, that you can. Because especially with getting into no, I haven't, but I get my party on with some Klingons. So, Kapla, if that counts. Yeah. Yeah, convergence. But do you know what I mean, though? That it's like, if we can make the experience good, and it's our responsibility as vendors to be a positive part of that. Instead of just a corporate cog in the wheel, kind of stuff. Right on. Hey, Bruce. And I wish I could be more involved with the SCA. But again, it was just like a time constraint. Oh, this is really well worked clay. I've been messing with it for a hot minute. And I understand all groups are different, but the SCA that I was exposed to in Texas had a really bad case of, like, they were kind of snobby, and they were like, well, your fake English accent isn't good enough. And, like, as a high school kid, they were like, well, you can't wear that, it's polyester. And it's like, I'm trying my best. Like, this is all I can afford, And now we've run across some really good SCA groups that are very accommodating, and, because I'm always open to constructive criticism, but there's a big difference between just telling somebody, oh, that's not good enough, and telling somebody, no, this isn't exactly on par with what we're trying to do, but, these are some steps that you can take. Here's my sewing machine if you want to borrow it, or you can come to our, crafting guild, or just, there's ways to help someone out instead of just criticizing what they're doing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, so if you're going to tell me, oh, that's wrong, be like, okay, well, how is it wrong? How can I do it right? Like, help me to do better so that next time it's not, people, though. Some people. Oh, I already did one like that. Oops. I did all the conditioning on that clay and then just didn't, Yeah, and that's something that I realized is that I held a little bit of a prejudice against SCA for quite a while because of that experience, but I've learned over the years that it's like, people are people wherever you go. Yeah, critique, not criticize. I like that. And I've learned to not hold it against SCAers or LARPers or anybody really for being like, well, this person who was affiliated with you sucked, so y'all suck. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, that's not how it works at all. Right on. Steampunk sounds fun. Oh gosh. Marlene, hey Marlene, there's no age limit to any of this stuff. Like, I've seen cosplayers, up into, I think the oldest cosplay I've ever seen was like 80 something. I don't know, but she was there in her wheelchair, and she had a beautiful steampunk cosplay. She had done the wheelchair out to where it looked like it was all like epic, and like there were like hoses and gears and LEDs and all kinds of stuff. But But yeah, so as it's coming down into, we have 27 minutes left. And so I think what I'm actually going to do, because I'm kind of tailoring these videos and things into, like, kind of figuring it out as we go, really. And so I actually think I'm going to start, next time we do a live stream like this, I don't know if I'm going to be crafting through it, because that takes my attention away from y'all. Excuse me. Oh gosh. Wow, Syria. Really, that is so cool. Steampunk, great show. Steampunk, is that the one on Netflix where it's like kind of like Next Top Model, where it's like all competition and stuff, but sorry, let me fix my situation. Thank you guys. I'm actually experimenting because I don't want to have my camera all the way over here whenever my screen where I see what y'all are saying is over there. Maybe if I pull this out and hook it right. Oh yeah. This works. I've watched it a little bit, but I don't like that competitive well, this person's is better than that one's, like, I don't know, because I understand it's clever editing for like for TV basically, but it's like I like the gist of it and I like it in a nutshell, but I don't like watching it in that social drama of like people being catty and stuff, which some people thrive on that kind of like interaction, and I'm just there and I'm like, this is making me like horribly uncomfortable, like, because I don't like picking sides. I don't like, can't we all just cosplay together and like each other? But that doesn't make very interesting television, I guess. So I'm gonna finish off this last 25 minutes of the video with just straight Q&A interaction. Like, I'm gonna give you guys my undivided attention because I think that's good. Like, y'all can watch me make stuff in the tutorials whenever it's like focused, but if y'all are here to like hang out, I'm gonna hang out with you. So does anybody have any questions or ideas or? Right on. And I get that. Oh, my coffee's cold, but it's almost gone. Oh, there's stuff in my eyeballs. And you guys, there's this thing. Oh, thank you, Marlene. There's this thing that I learned about Snapchat. Oh, okay. So I'll show you. This is my necklace. It's opalite. Uh-oh. Is everything good, Melissa? It's opalite, amethyst, and labradorite. And I made it years and years ago. So I don't have a video for it. I'm going to go off screen real quick. Let's see if I can do Snapchat. So, is this right ways up for you guys? Oh, poor baby got hurt again. Ah! Let's see if I can go up close. Thank you. Says the cat. I don't know where to put this. But y'all, I figured out how to use Snapchat faces. Is it gonna work? But I really like the ones. This one's probably my favorite. Yeah. Like, I wish I could just be a rabbit all the time. Like, I'm not even lying. Just like, will it flop my ears? No, they won't. Oh, and that's Ember meowing. She wants fed. And then another one that I like, you guys. Like, this one's my favorite. So I'm going to answer questions like this for a little bit because it changes my life. Mainly because I didn't concentrate on it. I just Star Wars. Right on. Star Wars is pretty awesome, and I'm really glad to see a resurgence. Oh my God, I can't even take myself seriously with this face on. Y'all, this is killing me. I do, Melissa. I blend my own henna. I blend my own henna. There we go. Oh, it's taking pictures. Why are you taking pictures? Sorry, I don't mean for that. Now it's recording. Good gravy. Okay. Oh, 20% battery, too. Those dogs. Do a face swap with the dog. Okay. Oh, it won't let me with Snapchat. Bark, bark. Bark, 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 bark. Bark, bark.
Question.
What?
If a recipe calls for egg whites, what's the harm of putting in the yolks?
It gives it a little too much structure and density. Like the egg whites make it all fluffy. What are you making? He's in there cooking. Ah, flower child. I like the ones that are Okay, I'll stop it with Snapchat. I just wanted to include some of that in there just because it enriches my life. Yeah, raw instead of on. Yeah, grab it. Melissa, I get my henna from Mehindi.com. I think. Let me see if I can't type it out. This is the spelling, at least. Hey, Randy. We have a request for you and me to do a face swap.
No.
Oh, pretty please?
No.
Oh, please.
Oh, no.
Why no? Well, I know you're busy, but it won't take but like a minute.
How do you know?
Because I'm loading it up right now. Please. Please. I know it's grotesque, but it's hilarious. Get over here, sweet thing.
Is it up and ready?
Yep. No, I don't want a photo. How do I do it with not a photo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nope, that just took it off the thing. How do we do face swap?
It should be at the very end of all your things. That's with photo.
Tap a photo to face. Those are pretty creepy. I don't know how to get it to face swap you guys. I'm sorry. Like, it'll only face swap me with pictures. Oh, I didn't mean to just take that picture.
Oh,
Okay, so maybe not today, but I'll get back to answering questions for a hot minute. Sorry, Marlene, we tried. Okay. Ooh, there's some good questions in here. On your dragon eye teeth, that I liked your henna tattoo as well. Oh no. It's gonna take a sec for the comments. Hey, Pinky. I think I will. I had actually gotten some video of this one, but then deleted it. So I have some time-lapse stuff, and I have a tutorial up on, that's funny, Suzanne. I'm in Missouri, and not misery either, so it could go either way.
I live in misery.
Randy says he lives in misery. You can tell he's horribly neglected, which he is, actually. Sky? Oh. Honestly, it took like 9 years of building up to where we're at, and a lot of generosity from other artists. Like, there's a lady, who, every time I see her, she gives me like a cat litter container full of crafting stuff. So that's like really awesome. I go to a lot of estate sales and buy old jewelry for like repurposing. And then I also, it's just, what happened is, we initially saved up to, there we go. Probably through Facebook, if that's okay, Trevor, for placing a, for placing an order if you contact me through Facebook, because then I can send images and it keeps everything all in one place. And for some reason, my email on my phone keeps crashing. But yeah, it took honestly about 9 years of just, oops. We initially... Randy's in there cursing gravity. He's so cute. We saved up and placed about an $800 order with Fire Mountain Gems. And that gave us a really substantial base. Yeah, Bruce. My store is backtoearthcreations.com. I mean, it's an online store. Let me get this moved over. Boop, boop, boop. Sorry. There we go. And with that initial, hey Marie, it's so good to see you. With that initial order to Fire Mountain Gems, I got a bunch of like clasps, hypoallergenic earring hooks, like just some really basic essentials. I got a lot of cabochons, which since then I get mine from eBay, for the most part, or gem and mineral shows. But at the time, the only website I knew about to get like wholesale pricing was Fire Mountain Gems. We don't, Zoe. During the winter, Randy did have a factory job for a bit, but for 9 years now, our main source of income has been traveling around and selling our artwork, which is why we're really poor. But we are wealthy in other ways. It just would be nice to be able to go to the doctor and stuff whenever we're sick without being like hit with huge medical bills, because we have like the cheapest of the car insurance, we have the cheapest of the health insurance, and well, thank you, David. Oh, I haven't sent it yet. Thank you, Zoe. Is it Zoe or Zoe? Because I try to pronounce people's names correctly. And so Randy was like kind of bouncing around between a couple of different factory jobs over the winter, because this past year, like, I'm going to be pretty upfront with you guys. Before, like, if you had caught us 3 years ago, Fire Mountain Gems is pretty awesome. There's some stuff that I'm able to find for cheaper on like eBay, or if it's like I need this right now, or I want like a uniquely shaped cabochon. But for the most part, I still go back to Fire Mountain Gems for a lot of our stuff, just for consistency. But if you had caught us 3 years ago, that was our like financial peak, with what we were making. The neighbor's maple tree is blooming. Sobs in amazement. What's perfect? Oh, thank you. I haven't updated it like in a couple of years, actually, because everything we make now is so one of a kind that it's like, whereas most of the stuff on the website is replicable. I have no idea what Randy's cooking, but it sounds amazing. I can't smell it yet, but oh, what was I saying? Yeah, 3 years ago, we were actually making enough money that I paid off like 2 of my student loans in a year. And that's like a crushing mushroom cloud of debt. And we were able to buy a van and like really expand the business. And then the conventions just started like last year. We made half, like our income was down by half of what it had been, which was pretty hard. And so usually during the winter, we have like 3 months of basically no work. And so that made it really complicated. Yeah, student loans, Melissa. Well, thank you, Sky. But so and we wanted to be able to keep the business going, and that's the name of the game is adaptability. Like being able to roll with the punches and be like Randy's motto is, this is not what we planned, but this is what's happening. And that's basically just how whenever we go to a convention and it's like load in and everything's uber complicated, it's like, this isn't what we planned, but this is what's happening, let's roll with it. And so it's with conventions, especially with like so many of them. And back in November, we were doing one of our favorite conventions, and some of the con goers who were coming through were like, we're tired, because there was a convention in Memphis 2 weeks prior. And it's like, you can't keep doing this to your fan base. I mean, they get one paycheck between then and now. How do you expect them to be able to get a hotel and enough booze to like party and like, or even just go out and hang out with their friends? It's like, conventions can be pretty expensive. So the convention goers started calling it con fatigue. And it's like, oh my God, like that's normal for a vendor to be exhausted at the end of the season, but you don't want the con goer to be exhausted and be like, oh, thank God, a couple months off of conventions, And so I'm really hoping that by pulling back on the amount of conventions that we're doing and by focusing a lot more on YouTube and teaching... Ooh, Susan, tell me more. That sounds so yummy. like my tummy just gurgled. But it's... For 8 years, Randy and I had been doing exactly what we wanted to do and what we loved, and we were enjoying every moment of it. Last year, the convention circuit really started to feel like we were on a grindstone, just barely skimming by. Sky, I have a tutorial for that on how to make your own. If you want. But yeah, it's last year. It was not as gratifying as what it had been. And so if y'all go back and look through, you'll notice in August I started posting a video a day, and I've been posting a video a day almost consistently. Like I think I might have missed like 1 or 2 days, but almost every day since then I've been posting a video. And it was in August we had come home we had been on the road for 9 weeks consecutively. Like every weekend we were in a different city and sometimes in a different state. And it was like, so I was home for 6 days. That was it. In 9 weeks, I was home for 6 days. And we had no more money at the end of the 9 weeks than what we did when we went out. And it's just because it's so expensive, Yeah, Pinky, it's Adam Savage had shared our Eye of Sauron tutorial, and that was really awesome. blending. Yeah, you can hear that. I have no idea what he's making, but I'm like, oh, he's probably making that cake. I get to have cake today. But whenever I started doing the tutorials, it's been a complete change of mindset. Everything feels new and fun and awesome again. And it's like, we needed this change of pace, of being home more, of getting to interact with you guys kind of directly. And it's just, I'm so glad that I started teaching tutorials. It's like, I think it's going to be a really good thing. I'm hoping. I've got my fingers crossed. So far, though, it's been absolutely phenomenal. Aw, that's my niece. I'd show you guys, but I don't know what her parents would think of me showing her Snapchats to everybody. I'll trade you maybe some cake for some roast. Robin, I don't have a travel trailer. We travel in our van. For a while there, we would sleep in our van. This was our old one that was like, it was a 1980s luxury van. So like the seats in the back folded down into a bed. But there's only about 4 months a year that it's actually comfortable to sleep in a non-air conditioned or non-heated vehicle. Oh, she's sending me another one. I can't look at him right now, but contribution. I have Sky. I've got 2 tutorials up for that actually. And I actually have a bin over here of... These are all the wires that I have pre-cut for working on another one. I don't have any made in there though. But I think I have a spare one over here. In one of these containers. Yeah. And this is why I hoard crap. Is because this is one of my wire elf ears. I don't have a tutorial up for this one. It's just a real simple... But they just slide around the back of your ear like this. Just like that. Just a little wire elf ear. Oh, well thank you, Anne-Marie. I had tried a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter. I can't remember which one it was. And it was just being able to, because I didn't know how to mass produce the prizes. And it was, we've gotten to the point that we were selling actually more than what we could keep up with manufacturing. And so it's like whenever, I think you might enjoy my channel, Sky. There's like, I've got some of how to wear prosthetic elf ears. Like my work uniform consists of 6-inch elf ears and little horns glued onto my head. Like, I guess I can show you guys. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And that's why we started doing the Patreon as opposed to a GoFundMe, is because with Patreon, we can do the giveaways where I only have to make 1 or 2 things, and it lets me focus on growing my art, as opposed to in like the past 2 or 3 years, all I could really focus on making was like just building up base inventory, which that's something that really benefited us. But at the same time, it was draining a little bit. Like, and I mean, as a business person, that sounds like a really lame excuse, but as an artisan, it's like sometimes I need to take 3 days and just make a ton of stuff, you know, like really focus on making art pieces, like stuff like this. I haven't shipped it off, sorry, to the lady who won it on March 1st, but I'm gonna ship it off on Monday, you know, whenever the post office opens up again. But this was one of the art pieces that it's like to kind of just get to mess around with. I would have never made this for in the booth because I wouldn't know if it would have sold or not. You know, there was so much of the marketing and business part of it that was too much up in the air, and we were sticking to what was safe and consistent, what we knew would sell. And this is another example. Oh. Oh, I've never gotten to go to Disneyland, Sky. I'm kind of jealous. I'll do a Patreon. We'll pick. Hey, Delisha. I'm working on one. I really am. It's like I'm hoping to have it out this month. So, right on. And if you can't get it to work, you can also just send donations directly through PayPal to backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com. This is another piece that I just recently posted a tutorial on, but it's like, again, for years I wasn't making stuff of this level of complexity because it's like I didn't know if it would sell or not. What if somebody stole it out of the booth? You know, and check this. It's got a little wire tree on the back, which I think is so cool. It's kind of blurry right now. But, yeah, it's like, I'm so excited about this one. And it was a custom piece for a friend. Where'd it go? Here it is. This is another custom piece that, you know, it being home, it's like, it took me 6 hours of constant wrapping. Oh, it's not Robin. It was a custom piece that somebody had very specifically, like, sent me the Decroit glass and, like, told me the metal colors and everything. And then this is another one. And that's now, it's like I'm kept so busy on custom pieces that I hardly have time to make anything for in the booth. So it's turning out a little better that, you know, we're at home all the time, I think. So don't hyperventilate. Take a deep breath. Just... You got this, Sky. So what you making in there, baby?
Food.
What kind of food? Because I am hungry.
Are you?
I'm so
You might be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't have a Twitter. I can only really juggle a couple of social media at a time. So I have an Instagram, a DeviantArt, and a Facebook, and then on YouTube. So yeah, I know. Thank you, Anne Marie. You've mentioned that before. I'd love to see what you make because you're so crafty. Thank you. That means a lot to me because there's a lot of really talented wire wrappers out there.
Well, apparently Twitter asks if it can use your camera.
Twitter does?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
Well, that means
Are you making a Twitter?
I might.
We might have Twitter.
I might have Twitter. I don't know what you want.
Well, if Randy gets a Twitter, I'm going to get a Twitter so I can follow him.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's hilarious, Melissa. I've lost my train of thought again. He said something about food, and I completely...
That was an hour ago.
Really? Speaking of an hour ago, it is 3:59, so I think I'm going to log off and go eat something.
You got 8 more minutes.
Oh, do I? Okay, I have 8 more
Until
minutes.
food's ready. I don't know.
Oh, well, it's 8 minutes until food's ready, so I'll hang out with you. What are you making?
Don't you worry.
Oh, I want to know, though. Can you tell me?
Oh.
Melissa wants to
You
know.
got 4 minutes.
4 minutes? She says, no, really, though, Randy. What's for food? Randy? Randy? Meow? Randy? 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 He's ignoring me. Oh, no. Maddie! Hey, Maddie! It's so good to see you. Well, to see you on here. Sorry I haven't replied to your Snapchats. Maddie just came on. Randy says hey too. I hope you're feeling okay. Everybody, Maddie Kennedy, who came in, she's my niece, who I love more than anybody except for she ties with Randy. She ties. She's up there.
She loves you more.
Yeah, it's true.
Does.
I love you, Maddie. Eee, it's so good. Y'all meow at each other. I think it's kindred spirits up in here. I can only imagine. I think I would go nuts, Marlene, if I couldn't wire wrap. But Randy says I have 4 minutes until the food's ready. Yeah, what's up, Melissa?
Twitter crashes my phone.
Or until Twitter crashes his phone. What's up? Maddie's so cute. Okay, the way that I do my pricing, it's not complicated so much as a lot of people don't agree with it. But I look at something from the bigger picture whenever we're in our booth because we consider the whole cost of us being there. That's gas and travel expenses, hotel, booth fee, and food. And so we have to cover that amount whenever we're vending at an event, as well as whenever I price a piece. If it cost me $1 to make it, I will never charge less than $2 for that piece. I at least have to get my materials expense back. And then it comes into, oh my God, I can't wrap for 3 months. I would die. Can you wire wrap with your feet? Is that an option? Because I would start practicing. For 3 months. Oh, hopefully your hand gets better.
You laugh, but I can play video games with my feet.
I can play video games with my feet too, just not very well. But if I make something, I want to get my time investment out of it as well. And that's where a lot of artists like kind of get down to the line on how much they're going to charge for a piece. Is they're like, well, I want to make this much per hour, you know. And Harley, are you okay?
Outside. Come on, let's go outside.
But on some of the pieces, like, it might take me longer to make than, like, our earrings, for example. I typically start our earrings at $5 for the pricing, because that's what a person expects to be able to pay for earrings. Like, if I charged less, that's like, I'm kind of just undercutting myself, because a lot of people are very willing to pay $5 for a pair of hypoallergenic earrings. And then they kind of go up from there. And so the price point on a pair of earrings, in all actuality, is closer to just $1. Like, it takes me very little time to make. The ear hook is typically the most expensive part of it on those less expensive earrings. But the profit margin being higher on the earrings offsets the profit margin being lower on some of our larger pieces, like, if that makes sense. So, and that's the way that Randy and I have approached it. And that way, whenever, because since we go to a convention and sell kind of en masse, as opposed to selling online, we're able to pull off our, I mean, granted, we do sell online, but we do 95% of our sales are out of the booth at conventions. That is true, Bruce. And it's like, but, and that's where it gets really complicated, is, and there's no, like, clear all, like, there's no answer that's going to be applicable to every artist, you know. And, but we found a balance of how much people are willing and able to spend, and how much, you know, the product's value is at, you know. And it's just like, and we're constantly tweaking and adjusting it too. So it's like, but by addressing the like, pricing on the whole, it really helps kind of, you know. And then we have stuff like this one that, I have a tutorial coming out for in the coming week, actually, that something like this sells for $150, because it is an art piece. But then stuff like this necklace, we would sell for $30. So, ooh, very nice. Goodwill's a whole nother story, though. But it's just, sorry, I kind of got off track and started rambling. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I fully answered your question, but I'm trying. Like, and I can show you on some pieces we have, like, this ear wrap here. Yeah. Now, this is a component that I get from AliExpress. It's normally a charm, and I just chop the little loop off of it and then file it down and wire wrap it into something. I get these for about 20 cents a piece, but I buy them in batches of like 200. So that's how I'm able to get the pricing down so low. And so whenever I make this and I make them into earrings, even though it's so expensive, I still charge $5 for them, because that's the perceived value of a pair of earrings, you know. And it kind of offsets the expense of some of our other pieces, of like these ones for the pair of the ears for these, I was selling for $20, which it does have a fair bit of wire wrapping in there, with some of the beads and stuff, and the square wire is a little bit more expensive, but that's where we found that, I stick mostly to the affordable items, Melissa, but I do always bring a couple of different art pieces with me, because come Sunday at a convention, when all the kind of affordable stuff has sold, it's still nice to have a few very impressive pieces that people are like, oh, that's very nice. Because if people don't see that I can make it, then they won't know that they can commission it from me. And so that's where, and sometimes I get lucky and they sell, because it really, especially whenever you're in a dealer's room or a craft show where it's a ton of jewelry, having the pieces that really represent you as an artist can help you stand out among the other people, especially when it's stuff like chainmail, where, not to downplay chainmail, but like the European foreign one that I make, can look just like the European foreign one that somebody else makes. You know, it's like there's only so many different ways to do chainmail. But if you do like a big art hybrid piece that really shows off what you can do, then it helps you to stand out some. So I do bring the more expensive stuff with me. Susan, I'm not entirely sure what price range of camera. You know, and we get that a lot, but it's like, it's, oops. We found that if we price it even at 40, this necklace, because I'd get the stuff to make them and I'd make it in like a batch of 5, which again helps cut down on the cost. And if you make, like, it takes more time to make 5, but it takes less time per piece when you're making 5 as opposed to if you're making 1. So we're kind of incorporating some different factory techniques in here onto the, bye, Maddie. Sorry, it got real technical when you came in, but whenever I get off of here, I'm going to send you some messages on Snapchat because I love and miss you. Give yourself a hug from me, okay?
Bye.
Randy says bye, Maddie. Exactly, Zoe. A wow piece for every show. Yeah, Melissa, it's just like, and it's so complicated and just, and again, stuff that works for me might not work for you, might not work as well. But it's, on pieces like this, as I'm going to finish that thought, if we charge 40, I might only sell 2 of them. Whereas if I sell them, 2 of them at a show. Whereas if I'm charging them for 30, typically we sell all 5 at one show. I mean, because it's like, and so even if it's not even just the same style of necklace, so making the 150 as opposed to, ooh, Robin, that would be fantastic. Like, I would love that. So please keep your feelers out. So to make 150 off of the necklaces as opposed to just 80, I mean, and that's the kind of stuff that we found was necessary to be able to do this as our only line of work. And that's where another facet of the complexity comes in, is that if Randy and I both had day jobs and we were taking our free time to make these products and try to sell them, I would rack our prices up immensely because I'm not desperate to pay my bills, or to get out of debt, or to make sure, because that's every time you do a show or a convention or a craft fair, it's a gamble about whether or not you're even going to cover your expenses. Cool. And so to make that gamble a little less high risk, we do carry a pretty broad range, but a lot of the $5 to $20 mark, because people, it's like you can spend almost twice that just eating dinner. So to get something that you feel like is handmade and has that quality to it, but it's not going to break the bank, and you'll still be able to go and hang out with your friends and go out to the bar and and so knowing our demographic of, they are convention goers, they already paid $100 to be there just to get their badge. They already are paying who knows how much for their hotel room and for their food and for everything else. So it's like sometimes they only have that much. Let's see. Lineups. I'm not sure what you mean by lineup. Here, I'm going to read it. Sorry, the comments are kind of cutting in and out. And sometimes, Melissa, it's the only way that you'll be able to learn your client base, your demographic, and what works for you. Come on, comments. I'm not sure what you mean by lineup. Oh, are you a henna artist, Pinky? Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and we do, whenever we have, because I do henna at the shows as well, which is why it really takes both Randy and I to work at a convention. And then we have my friend Asmith from Hidden Thicket comes and helps out at a lot of conventions as well, just to keep an extra set of eyes. And I usually, like at VisionCon this past weekend in Branson, Missouri, I did henna almost nonstop for 3 days, which really, helps to supplement our income, and I'm really glad I added it in as another layer of diversity to what we offer out of the booth. Because henna is another thing that it's like my henna style could be quite different from someone else's henna style. So it's like it gives, I don't know, I'm such a laid back person, I guess, that it's like whenever there's another henna artist in the room, I'm like, there's enough people here for both of us, hopefully. And so it's like if somebody likes their henna style better or likes them as a person, that's cool. That's the heart and soul of capitalism, Okay. Any craft show. I'm scrolling up to the camera. Ooh. Sorry, the comments are getting all wonky on me. They keep cutting in and out. I see you, camera.
Oh, I guess that's going to show up on your camera, isn't it?
What's that?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
You'll see it eventually.
Oh. What are you... He replied to a comment? That's what Randy's thing looks like. Times you can do. You have to pick your customer base and choose. Yeah. Come on. Okay. Yep. Is food ready?
It's cooling.
Oh, it's cooling. What is it that it's cooling? Did you make mac and cheese?
No.
Is that a fainting goat on the swing?
Yes.
I like that one. Yeah, a while ago. I've already seen a lot of stuff on the internet.
Get over it, Ember. There's no one there for you to bark at.
My coffee's cold too, Melissa. But I do think next time, guys, next time we do a live stream like this, I am going to keep it just pretty specifically Q&A, like us just hanging out with each other. Because I'm able to focus a lot more of my attention on you guys, and then I'll save the crafting for tutorials and stuff where I can keep it kind of streamlined. And should I respond and have it pop up again? Yeah, maybe.
What?
Where do you have in mind for a camera? Oh, Susan, I don't know, like, I've heard the name GoPro thrown around a lot. I'd like something that can have micro settings, but it's honestly the only experience I've ever had with cameras is on my phone. So, I don't know. But I'm definitely, it's going to be much more of like for video purposes as opposed to just pictures. So I want it to be able to take decent video, and to not just fall out like this every single time. I do, Bruce. It's the second tutorial I ever posted. So, oh, 2 hours. Did you have a question that I missed, Trevor? If you,
Yeah.
That would be amazing. What's going on?
My favorite, setting a timer and forgetting to hit go.
Oh, no. It smells so good. I can smell it. What's that smell? I don't know. Oh, my gosh. Susan, that'd be fantastic. And if you guys have any suggestions or ideas about what kind of camera, I'd like to hear that. Like, I love hearing from y'all. I'll do that, Melissa. I think that might be what I do with the rest of my afternoon. It's really nice out there. I think I'm going to go after I eat and do some yard cleanup. But thank all of you for participating again today and hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot today about wonky cameras with cell phones and live streaming and kind of... What is he doing in there? Yeah, you can just keep commenting and having stuff like pop up on the screen. So, and I kind of have to go potty. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much again for participating. If you want to go and check out Patreon, or if you want to just share my Patreon page to your friends. Also, I have to show you guys because I'm really happy. But, like, I've been doing yoga, so, like, I'm getting all beefy and stuff. Like, So, yours takes added help that I use proper punctuation. You're awesome. I'm so glad that you guys stumbled upon me. Oh, yeah, I gotta go cuddle some bunnies. So, I love all of you. You guys are great. Thank you so much. You've helped me have a fantastic day today.
Also, I don't know if you're still in the room, but thank you, too, for following me as well. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who followed Randy, too. Goodbyes are so hard. Like, so, I'm gonna go now, you guys. I miss you already. Oh my gosh. Okay, how do I get out of here? Wow, so many messages. Okay. Well, bye, everybody. I figured out how to get out. Okay.